Okay, so this is going to be a tier list of Marvel movie villains based on how much I agree with them. Um, so before we get started, a couple of things. I'm here with what's your YouTube channel again?
The channel's name is Mutant Museum.
Okay, I'm here.
I'm Danny Morrison. I run the Mutant Museum.
Yes, so I'm here with my friend Danny Morrison, who runs the Mutant Museum. That's his YouTube channel. He's helping me as I've never done this before, and I might never do this again. So this is.
And I have seen maybe like 5 Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So you'll need to explain a lot to me, and that's okay because that provides contrast.
Exactly. Also, that way we're not taking this too seriously. Because, like, here's the thing. Like, if any of these characters were in real life, obviously, like,
And
we
you
would
kill
not,
people. Right?
Yeah,
They're bad
we would not. Yeah, we would not. I wouldn't agree with any of them. But that'd be boring. So we're not taking this seriously. We're just kind of like, I'm just gonna kind of like just talk about them, like.
And because I haven't seen them, I can't get into arguments with you about
Exactly.
how, like, no, this character is not. How can you agree with this and not this? It's like arguing the D&D alignment of fictional characters who aren't from D&D, or worse yet, of real people.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And the other thing is I haven't actually used Tier Maker before, so let's see. So, can we switch this so that the red is... You know what, screw it. So red is I'm agreeing with them the most. So I'll call this Will...
Yeah,
Will
sorry, some of the letters have worn off my keyboard.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm also using Danny's keyword. And then underneath, so Will Hench is I agree with them the most.
You would hench?
Yeah,
I would henchman.
I would be their henchman. Yes. And then this is let's say, got a point. This is no strong feelings one way or the other. And also, just so you know, these include like a lot of like. I don't recognize all these. Like, haven't watched every TV episode or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
I see a lot of these are from the TV shows.
Yeah, so most of them are probably. Well, I won't rank them. I won't rank the ones that I haven't seen.
I saw David Tennant in there.
Oh, I have seen that though. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, I heard that one was really good.
And then here, so red is most agree with, and green is agree with the least. So this one is I don't know.
Nah.
Gonna be a no from me, dog. And last.
Good net.
What?
Gonne.
Oh, whoops. And finally, let's just say, I don't know, fuck you. Okay.
Sure.
So first up,
Ultron.
Ultron. So, God, I don't remember. What is his name?
He's James Spader, and he sings the song from Pinocchio, and that's about
true.
all I know about him.
But, okay, here's the thing, though. He's a robot. So it's like, he doesn't really, well, I don't know. I guess robots count as people because he has the Mind Stone. Okay, so his goal was...
Jarvis Vision Man, Paul Bettany.
Right, yeah,
He's a robot, and he's a person, right?
Exactly.
He can fall in love.
Yeah. So how about this? So what was his motivation? So obviously his actions were bad. But I think that's kind of boring because everyone's actions were bad. I'd rather look at his philosophy. So he wanted to kill humans because humans... Wow, God, what did he... Okay, I'm gonna go to...
Was it like robot emancipation? Like save
no,
all the other AIs?
It wasn't even about robots. Wait, let me Google what
right,
is...
We'll cut this out.
Okay, so he believed in evolution. He believed that robots were like because of evolution, robots were more fit for survival. So he wanted to like bring down a meteor onto Earth to kill humans everywhere, so that robots can like take their place. I think that's
like Samuel Butler kind of thing. Cool.
Yeah. And the thing is, he just spent like there's this joke where it's like, oh, Ultron spent like 2 seconds on the internet and decided that humans had to die, and also he like hates like the Avengers specifically because they're like they like kill people and stuff. I'm gonna say like you're saying killing everyone is bad, but also kind of got a point, right? Like outside of the actions that he takes.
I mean, he thinks that he has to clear the way for the next step of evolution, right? And
which is robots.
Yeah, for robots. So like, of course, we don't agree with that. Yeah. We're humans.
Yeah, exactly. But in this world, robots.
I guess it's a consistent worldview. It's just one that is antithetical to our best interests.
Exactly.
So I couldn't imagine henching for this guy when he literally wants to kill me and destroy everything I love.
Yeah, but if we take out, like, if we were robots, for example, or, you know, if we were not robots, if we were just, like, outside, like, neither, like, didn't have a stake in either party, I guess I could kind of see his point, like, because at the end, he's kind of, the way they prove him wrong is kind of weird. It's just, he's just, like, talking to Vision, and he's like, oh, these humans are gonna destroy themselves. And then Vision's like, yes, they will, but aren't they amazing before they destroy themselves? Like, no.
If
like,
they are going to destroy themselves, then just sit back and watch.
Exactly.
Like, save yourself the trouble.
Like, the good guy robot agrees with him that humans are going to destroy themselves. So it's like, I don't... Yeah, anyways, yeah, so I'm going to put him in thought of points.
It's in your nature to destroy yourselves.
Exactly.
That's my terrible Arnold voice.
Oh, yeah, because Arnold's also a... Okay.
Coming out too.
So, okay, Red Skull.
He's a Nazi, right?
Listen, he's not... Listen. Before we go forward, we have to clarify. Red Skull, did you see the movie?
I've not.
He's not a Nazi.
I only saw the first two Captain America
He
movies.
kills more Nazis than Cap does.
Really?
Yeah, because he's like, oh, he considers Nazis, like, below him.
Oh,
okay. But here's the thing.
Like Kevin Bacon in X-Men, who's like...
Yeah, basically. But here's the thing, though. I'm not saying that to, like, defend him. I just want to get that out of the way. So if you look at him, his goal is he wants to take over the world, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of boring, because, like, obviously that's bad. I don't agree with anyone taking over the world. But, however, in this world, that'd be kind of boring to, like, just say, oh, I don't agree with it. But, like, so, like, I'd rather think about, like, if he did take over the world, what would it look like after?
So he does not subscribe to the Nazis' ideology
Here's
of
the
their
thing.
race?
Not all of it. So he does not. So this is just me guessing based on the evidence I have. I've seen the movie so many times. It's honestly like one of my favorites. I like how old school it is. But he doesn't. I don't see any like anti-Semitism in his character. Okay. At least not. Maybe there was, and I just missed it. Don't cancel me if like I missed it or anything. But like, I do think that he talks a lot about being physically stronger. So I think that if he did take over the world, there still would be that sort of like hierarchical like discrimination and genocide and stuff. It wouldn't be against like, you know, Jews particularly.
Now my question
I think it would be against like, you know, physically disabled people, that kind of stuff.
Do you think this is because the tone of the movie was such that they didn't want to address head on issues of like race and Nazi stuff, and just because they thought it would be easier to kind of imply all that, the way in Star Wars the Empire and the First Order are very much coded as Nazis, even though the movie never really gets into how they feel racially.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think that if they intentionally made it so that they didn't want like actual Nazis in their movie, because first of all, you know, they can't sell toys. Yeah, they're not going to sell Nazi action figures. No. Disney's not going to be like, oh yeah, hey, buy these. So they're just gonna they divorce him from the real life horrors of World War II enough, but that like he's different, but he still has the same sort of you know, like that sort of like eugenicsy language behind him.
I still call that fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in fuck you. Yeah.
Who's this guy?
He's just a henchman. I don't know. I think. I wish there were like names here because I don't recognize those. I'm just gonna.
It's like maybe from one of the Thor movies.
No, I think he's one of Thanos' henchmen. I don't know.
Is he a Skrull? Is he in Captain Marvel?
Is this a Skrull?
Is that a Skrull?
Let's skip it. I'm just gonna skip it. Okay. I'm just gonna skip it for now.
Fan is Jeff Patel. He's super Skrull.
So. This guy, this is the Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Okay, that's
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, okay.
Here's his story. He was a working class man who was trying to clean up the battle in New York after the aliens attacking the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
But then Tony Stark's company or something came in and was like, "Oh, we're gonna do it instead." So they just became out of a job. And because of that, he hates rich people like Tony Stark for not caring about the working class.
With you so far, sounds good to me.
And then but then his one thing is, the one, you know, oh, he's bad is because what he does is he, first of all, you know, he's a criminal, but, you know, that's, but he steals, like, weapons, like alien weapons, and sells them on the black market. And then it's like this whole thing where it's like, oh, you know, it's bad that gangs have these weapons and stuff. And he's just like, you know, but he argues to Peter that, you know, who worships Tony in this movie, that, you know, you're worshiping like an asshole who only cares about himself.
And it's not like Tony Stark has never sold
exactly like Tony Stark. Tony Stark built
the first one.
Tony Stark built Ultron, who killed everyone. And also Tony Stark. Yeah, the whole point of the first movie is, oh, there has to be accountability for these weapons. So then why is it at this point you're still letting random crooks steal the weapons from you?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna put him in Will Hench.
Okay.
Like I know he's like.
Don't they like deliberately have him be kind of a good guy in one of
Yeah.
the sequels? Too?
Yeah, exactly. So, well, not he's only in one movie other than Morbius, the post-credit scene. But I didn't even watch Morbius. I don't care.
Really, that ties into the MCU? I thought
He-
that was
I don't want
part
to
of its own thing.
It is, but it's this whole multiverse. It's fine. It's fine. But anyways, I'm gonna put in Will Hedge.
All right. And
Because,
who's Agatha?
Yeah, Agatha. Oh god, what the fuck was her motivation? God, there's so many characters in the MCU.
There's so many movies.
Yeah. She wanted to steal Wanda's power.
Well, I mean, doesn't Wanda go nuts?
Yeah.
So
I would. Okay, here's the thing. I would rather. Okay. Cards on the table. I hate Scarlet Witch in these movies. Every time she shows up, she causes the main problem. Like she's either working for Ultron or she kills those people.
at least she's not
Civil
doing
War.
incest in the movies, though.
Yeah. That's well, we don't know that.
That we know. All right.
I'm gonna say God of Points. Like I know she was just being selfish, but like I do think that in that show, like Wanda was the real villain, and then at the end Wanda's like, oh,
She didn't realize she was putting everyone.
no. Even when she realized it, she was like, oh, I can help them, but it won't stop what they think about me. It's not like she doesn't at once think about their things from their point of view,
Yeah. And she is the villain of the new Doctor Strange,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, like, they're clearly that's clearly deliberate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they make things up as they go along, so I don't know how deliberate it was, but
They do, but they clearly have some kind of plan in mind of where
Yeah.
all this is going, because they spend so much time building up future project, which is kind of the reason I never was able to get into
Yeah,
Marvel.
exactly.
Is there's too much setup, not enough payoff for my case personally. So here's Pyramid Head from Silent Hill.
I don't know who this is. What
Oh,
crocodile?
it's the crocodile. It's I'm guessing that's from Moon Knight.
Did you watch Moon Knight?
No, but I know that the ancient Egyptians had a crocodile-headed
I
god
don't-
of semen named Sobek.
I didn't see Moon Knight.
All right, let's skip it.
I'll skip it. I don't know
Sobek's not a villain, so I don't
who
know.
the fuck is this guy? I don't know.
I
Skip it.
think that's
What?
the guy who plays Ramsay Bolton on Game of Thrones, and I think he was in Humans and Eternals.
Interesting. I did not watch Eternals, but that's like the one movie I haven't seen yet.
I think he's from one of the shows. It was one of the shows, and no one liked it.
Ramsey,
That's Ewan Rian, I think's his name.
portrayed by you and Ian.
Who was he in the MCU? I think it's called like Unhumans or Non-Humans.
Yeah, he was in Inhumans.
Inhumans.
But I did not see Inhumans,
Alright,
so I'm just
skip
leaving
that.
here. Did not see
Mr.
Eternals.
Six Eyes.
And by the way, I just want to clarify, not because like, oh, I hate Chloe Zhao or I hate gay people. No, I haven't gotten.
Nomadland was great.
Yeah.
Was it Chloe Zhao's other big movie?
Nomadland.
Nomadland was
I
terrible.
just want to clarify that. So I know there's a lot of people like who like hate Eternals for like political reasons, but I didn't see it yet. So
I've heard it wasn't that great.
Yeah, but this is from What If. This is Arnim Zola in Ultron Vision's body. It's a whole thing. But let me see. Is Arnim Zola here? Is Arnim Zola here, or is this Arnim Zola like
The only Arnim Zola. Who is?
Oh no, there's Arnim Zola. Okay,
All right.
so
it's Toby Jones.
yeah,
I
God,
like him.
I don't.
He's in one of the Captain America movies.
So Arnim Zola, when he took over, wasn't he a good guy? Like he took over. I'm gonna put him in God of Point because I'm pretty sure he was like a virus that they put into the evil Vision Ultron to like.
Now
stop
remember,
it.
this is specifically What If Arnim Zola, not
Yeah,
regular.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who this is.
It's very gray. So, that's Ethan Hawke. So that's also from.
Oh,
Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight. Yeah, I didn't see Moon Knight. Ulysses Claw. He was like just some like. What was he?
All he wanted was his precious the whole time.
Yes.
Mandatory Andy Serkis reference.
Exactly. He was in Black Panther. He got killed by Killmonger. Was he racist? Was he racist?
Was he just like exploitative financially because he saw a potential target, or?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just going to be a no for me. He might have been racist. I don't remember if he was. I'm not
Just
gonna-
a crook, just a bad guy.
Yeah, maybe. Killmonger. Okay.
Now,
So
he's one of the ones people have complex feelings.
yeah. So this is one of those characters where it's like he's got a point, but then the movie's like, oh, but he's also super violent and he kill. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
like because they couldn't have just him be the hero.
No. And it would be a little too on the nose if the villain were like just an evil white colonialist. He's got to be.
Yeah, he's got to be a black colonialist. That's literally what he says. He's like, the sun will never set on the Wakandan Empire. Like, he's
Oh
clearly,
wow,
yeah,
that's
like
overt.
yeah, yeah. So,
It's like the self-strengthening movement in China, where it's just like we're gonna do everything just like the people who fucked us up, but at this
Yeah.
time it'll be us fucking people up.
exactly. So, but then,
It's not quite with self-strengthening.
yeah, but also they make him so that he, I don't know, like, yeah, he does bad things, but like, he wants to take over the world. So, okay, so here's my question.
But they all want to take over.
So, would you want
He
Killmonger to take over the world with Wakandan, with his like vision of Wakanda?
I mean, I don't know enough about Wakanda because I have not seen the film.
That's true.
But my understanding is that he's one of the most. I believe he's considered to be one of the most sympathetic and compelling and got a point villains of the whole MCU. So I might even put him in Will Hench.
Yeah. Yeah, because like okay, like we have to compare him
if
to
that
Vulture.
category
Yeah,
is
that's
going to
true.
exist.
If Vulture's going to be here, I don't. Killmonger doesn't do anything like. Well, Vulture doesn't want to. Well, okay. Here's my question now. Would Killmonger commit genocide
I don't know. I have not seen
against
the film.
non-black people?
Oh, is he like a Louis Farrakhan
No,
kind
because
of
he
like?
keeps talking about like he's gonna like colonize the world with Wakandan weapons to make it like. Which
Well, you can't colonize without at least a little bit of genocide.
I'm gonna say got a point because like he's not. Because, here's the thing: we have to compare him to Vulture, who's already in Will Hench. I don't think Vulture, the way they make Vulture, he wouldn't. He probably would not commit genocide.
Okay.
That's what I'll say for Vulture.
All right,
We'll just
sure.
leave it there. Ego. I'm gonna put him in.
Kurt Russell.
Fuck you.
Oh, is he just a bastard?
He's just a bastard. He killed he is Star-Lord, Chris
He's
Pratt's
Star-Lord's
father,
long-lost dad.
and then he killed her mother, and then it was just
Doesn't
casually.
she die of cancer?
Yeah, he intentionally
damn.
gave her cancer. So yeah, fuck
All
you.
right, son of a bitch.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like some
this
kind of
is-
skeleton man.
It's just random henchmen. I don't know what to do with these. I'll no strong feelings. Like
Yeah.
they're just mindless henchmen. Like I don't.
Sure.
What is this a scroll?
I think
still
that's
don't
a
know.
scroll.
All the fucking CGI gray villains are boring. Okay.
Yeah. And it's such a small thumbnail.
Yeah. I'll just put it there. This is another. Well.
That guy has a big chin.
Actually, you know what? So the Chitauri are mindless, so I'll put
That's
no
a
strong
Chitauri,
feelings.
okay.
I think this has a brain, so I'm gonna know from me,
Don't
dog.
the scrolls turn out to be good at the end or something?
Yeah, but I don't think this is a scroll. I can't. I think this is like one of the
Is it the
Thanos.
Super Scroll?
No, because that's the Fantastic Four character.
Oh.
This is definitely one of Thanos' henchmen. I'll put it going to be from me, dog.
Alright.
Well, actually, wait. We haven't talked about Thanos yet. We can't talk about these.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, let's just leave these here. Let's
Alright.
leave these here for now.
We'll put them when we discuss
Yeah, yeah.
Thanos. All right.
Another
Green
henchman
person.
character. This is another. Okay, so we can't talk about this guy until we talk about Wenwu. He's from Shang-Chi.
Okay.
This is Dormammu.
That's from Doctor Strange.
Yeah, what is Dormammu's deal?
Just eat the universe.
Dormammu. I'm gonna just Google Wikipedia this real quick.
Who's Dormammu?
Dormammu.
It's like a Nyarlathotep like Lovecraftian
Exactly,
elder entity, right? And those things can't be sympathetic traditionally because they're just so far beyond our comprehension, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just do what they do. They're not good. They're not evil. They just are,
Mm-hmm.
typically. Except Nyarlathotep, who is just an absolute bastard.
So, what is the plot of Doctor Strange?
So General Ripper has lost his mind and he wants to drop a bomb on Laputa in Russia and launch
Very
his
funny.
cold-
Very funny. Okay, so to contact time is non-existent. Okay, you know what? Okay, he's from another friggin'. He's above. I'm gonna put him in no strong feelings one way or the other, just because I feel like we can't understand him.
Yeah,
as
the
a
concept of feelings doesn't
Yeah.
really apply
Yeah, exactly.
to a outer god. Who's this guy?
I don't know. I'm gonna skip him.
This guy doesn't know either. Like, it's like, what? Who's that?
Oh, I think that's from Black Widow. Wait, let me just Google the actor. Maybe it's.
Is it David Harbour? I know he was in
No,
that. I don't know
he's
if he
not,
was the
he's not
villain.
the bad guy though.
Okay.
Black Widow.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to getting to Fire Giant Clancy Brown. My favorite character.
Um.
Give me the prize.
Yeah, so this is Ray Winstone. This is Dreykov and
I like Ray Winstone.
Black Widow.
So
his goal, he wanted to specifically control women and girls.
Oh.
Fuck you.
So, wait. So the first movie they do with the... No, I guess Captain Marvel was first.
Yeah.
When they finally give Black Widow her own movie, the villain is an evil misogynist pastor.
Yeah, exactly.
Little on the nose, don't you think?
Yeah, but no, fuck yeah.
It's like when they made the Catwoman movie and the villains ran a makeup company.
I think this is from Shang-Chi. I think this is the dragon. It's the dragon from Shang-Chi.
It was a dragon?
I'm gonna put no strong feelings. Once again, it's just like the ramen. Like, it's just a giant dragon. Like, I don't have...
Cool.
Not really, I can't really apply. Like,
I like that.
These are elementals. They're not real. They're just holograms. So I'm just gonna put in no strong feelings on the other. Electro, okay.
And he's a Spider-Man villain,
Yeah,
right?
he's a Spider-Man villain.
Is he the guy that Jamie Foxx played?
Yeah, he's Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Here's what okay, so we're talking about the MCU version. I kind of, this is often
kind of sympathetic in that?
He's always sympathetic, but the thing is, they made him dumber in the MCU. So he was in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
He was a scientist. He was like a scientist who was he was like a nerdy guy. And then when he brought him in, they had, Norman Osborn be a super smart scientist. Otto Octavius be a super smart scientist. But he's just kind of there being like Jamie Foxx. So I'm kind of upset that they did that because they should have had all three of them be like super smart scientists working with Peter Parker to do the thing. But instead they just kind of have him there. So that kind of doesn't sit right with me.
Is it the Chris Cooper Norman Osborn, or is it when they bring Willem Dafoe back?
Willem Dafoe.
That's No Way Home?
Yeah, No Way Home, yeah. Okay. So I
only saw the other Spider-Man multiverse movie.
Yeah. So...
the cartoon movie.
I'm,
What is his goal, though? What is his motivation?
His goal, he just wants to... I don't know, he just wants to live in the universe and get power from them. From the universe.
Valid. Got a point.
Yeah, like
sure,
I don't... But then they had to... Well, okay, I'm trying to figure this out. Why couldn't they just let him be in the world? Like, because they had to send them all home and cure them. But, okay, I guess it's because they couldn't only send one of them home. They had to send all of them home.
But there was no way home.
Okay, well...
Oh, I just got that.
Anyways, so because Green Goblin was being evil, you know what? I'm gonna put him in no strong feelings.
I mean, yeah, that seems to be your response.
No, you know what? No, here's the thing. We have to take let's take into account his character in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Which
I was going to ask her.
He was a nerd who was like just beaten down by society. But then he ends up working for Harry Osborn, who is
Dane
also
DeHaan in these ones. He's not James Franco anymore. He's Dane DeHaan.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in no strong feelings. I don't understand his motivation.
Right.
I don't know what he.
Now, who's this guy?
He just wants. Oh yeah, he just hates Spider-Man for like no reason.
Okay. Who's this guy in the collared coat?
That's a girl. That's a Flag Smasher.
That's a girl. I can't tell from this image.
Flag
Smasher.
She hates she's like a violent anti-nationalist terrorist.
Okay.
Who wants to... Because, I don't know. There was this whole like pandemic storyline where, we need vaccines to help our people, but it was cut because of COVID. So I don't really know, I don't remember what her motivation was.
Which movie was she in?
She was in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like the TV series.
Okay.
I'm just gonna assume she got a point. I don't know.
Is she an anti-vaxxer?
No, she wanted vaccines. That's the thing.
Oh,
she wanted.
okay.
She was like, they don't care about us, so we need them to give us vaccines. I'm just gonna. I don't want to think about it because I don't remember that show.
Who's this guy?
Oh God, that's Nacho from Better Call Saul. No, it's played by the same actor. That's Scorpion. I think he's just a crook. I don't think he's done anything yet. I'm gonna put no strong feeling. What? Yeah, fuck you, Scorpion. Yeah, no strong feeling. Ghost. She was in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I only saw the first Ant-Man.
Yeah, she her whole thing is she's dying and she's trying to not die. That's all she.
Oh, that's why she's called Ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
that's some sympathetic motivation, at least, even if her methods aren't good.
I'm gonna put her in Will Hedge. Like I can't imagine like someone being like, oh, I need you to help me not die.
All right. So this is Gore.
Yeah,
the
Gore,
God
Will
Butcher.
Hedge. This is my most controversial opinion. Gore, the God, and also this I'm actually biased because I read the comic. where it's explicitly stated that Gore is correct. But yeah, so Gore hates gods. He thinks the world would be better without gods, and then he wants to kill all gods. This is gonna get me canceled.
I saw Thor Ragnarok, and there's a whole thing in that about how the legacy of Asgard is, in many ways, a bad one.
Exactly,
right? And Hell is trying to like get back to the old ways of burning shit down and conquering people. So, if that is still part of the characterization, and I don't see why it wouldn't be, because it's clear that Love and Thunder obviously has the same director as Ragnarok, but similar tone in contrast to the first two more serious Thor movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly got reason to feel the way he does about the Aesir gods. At least I don't know. I don't know what happened. I know Zeus is in this too, and I don't know how he ties into all that. But
Zeus is an asshole. Like,
what I know about the Greek mythology, Zeus is the worst person imaginable.
Yeah, listen, every god they show, other than the ones that like are off screen, are like bad people.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing, though. I know at the end.
What about the Egyptian gods from the
I didn't see it. They're not in that movie. But here's the thing, though. In the end, they try to prove him wrong by, it's like, oh, by the way, spoilers for all these movies. They try to prove him wrong by being like, oh, but Thor's a god and he's like, not a good person. He's helping Gore by like blah blah X Y Z. But the thing is, Thor isn't really a god in these movies. Like, no one worships him. He's just like, he's a superhero. He's not really a god in the sense that
he is though. He's a god of thunder.
Well, that's just like he's as much of a god as like
But
Iron Man.
No one worships Odin except white supremacists in real life. Nobody. But in these movies, Odin's just like off in his castle.
Well, he does have
space. He doesn't
like Odin has
worshippers.
Odin had like power in these movies.
Okay, but so does
like
Thor.
like political, like people, like authority.
Yeah, but
Thor's just kind of like a guy
but so does
around.
Black Panther.
Yeah, but
he runs the country.
Well, I'm just talking about from Gore's point of view.
Okay.
I don't know, but like the movie also. I know. The movie also makes him like sympathetic too, because at the end. Anyways, but like
there's a yellow person here.
I don't know, from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. She was just some queen of some. I don't know. There's no strong. I think the only reason she was a bad guy was because like Rocket stole something from her or something like that.
So Rocket's the bad guy.
I mean, yeah, they're all whatever.
This guy,
he hasn't done anything so far. I'm kind of no strong feelings because he hasn't done anything villainous so far. Well, has he? I don't know. I don't remember. Like I could. Okay, here's the thing. I could go and what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna read his monologue and see what it was that his actual motivation was. King monologue.
Well, don't blame me. I voted for Kodos. All right, who's the villain in the Luke Cage show?
I don't remember. It was like,
he's like a mob guy.
First of all, it was Cottonmouth, played by Mahershala. That's how you pronounce it.
It was Mahershala Ali?
He was the bad guy for like the first 7 episodes or something. Then he dies. It was so bullshit. Like, he was such a good villain, and they just killed him.
Just like in Spider-Man. He was such a good villain in Spider-Man.
Wait, he's in Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's Miles' uncle.
Oh,
yeah, he
was great.
He was great in that. And when we first meet him, he's listening to Hypnotized by Biggie Smalls, your favorite song.
Yes. And just like Biggie Smalls, he lived a long and fruitful life.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find...
Oh man, at some point we're going to get to one of many versions of Kingpin.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be the Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin who looks like Tor Johnson.
Okay. So...
Spider-Verse Kingpin was kind of sympathetic, but still a bad guy. But I didn't finish Daredevil, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to go to the TV tropes because I think they explain things more succinctly.
That's the TV trope's goal, but not always the result.
He who remains. So, Jonathan Majors, responsible for the creation of the Time Variance Authority and Timekeepers who resides beyond the void. Scientists who may contact themselves. Universal War. Okay, cool. Okay. So his whole thing was the world was like there was multiversal war, and then he like created the Time Variance Authority to make everything one timeline and one timeline only.
Okay.
It's by like I think like killing people who like branch off into other multi. So here's the thing. That's
So it's like the
end,
Langoliers, basically.
I don't know what that is.
It's
From
Stephen King. Yeah.
Is that like those balls?
Yeah, they like
Yeah.
eat all the unused realities.
Yeah.
He's doing this on purpose, not just part of a cosmic order, but it's still like punishing people who leap between realities.
Yeah.
Enforcing
So I would put him. Got a point.
He sounds like it.
Because like they they kill him in the end and then multiverse like it breaks apart. So like maybe even Will Hench honestly, because like keeping like peace and like preventing multiversal war.
Yeah, it sounds like leaping between realities can have serious negative connotations. So he's
Okay, so we
he's
went
doing
from
what's got to be done, right?
okay, so we pushed him from No Strong Feelings to Will Hench. Okay.
That's quite a leap. All right, Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles.
Okay, this is Crossbone. So he's like, okay, he's a Hydra member.
Oh.
But here's the thing. The Hydra in the 21st century, where he works, is different from the Hydra
From the 40s?
From the 40s.
Okay.
Because it's more based on the whole, like real world, like, post 9/11, like, Patriot Act idea of, like, oh, we're gonna, like, get people before they do anything.
That's still pretty bad, though.
Still pretty bad. But also, he's more of a I'm gonna put him with the other henchmen for now, just because he's not like at the top level. He's just working for Hydra. So we'll go back to him.
All right, who's this?
Oh, that's the Ultron Vision combo. I'm just gonna put him with the same as Ultron because it's basically the same character.
Okay.
Just up them right next to each other, might as well. So this is Robert Redford. He leads Hydra in the 21st century. So this is where we talk about this.
Yeah.
So his goal: use Shield's helicarriers and an algorithm to calculate who is a threat to Hydra, and then kill them before they are a threat to Hydra.
And are Hydra trying to... Are they expanding this to the United States itself? Or
I'm pretty sure the entire world. I think the idea is that... so it's evolved
But are they trying to protect America through draconian means, or just protect their own power?
So they're... Well, both. Well,
Okay.
What they say is, obviously, they want to protect their own power. They want to take over the world.
Sure.
But their philosophy is, it's kind of evolved from Red Skull, where it's not, I don't think it's as, like, eugenicsy, at least not from, I could be missing something.
So they're like Bush era.
Yeah, they're like, we want to keep people safe. Well, we want to, what they say is, people can't be trusted with their own freedom, basically. That's kind of what they do.
I don't like it.
Yeah, so...
I'm calling that a fuck you.
But that's also, that's the thing, though. It's kind of a take... Okay. Once again, we're not taking this... This is, like, a controversial YouTube video. Here's the thing. I don't think... Because these people are just, like... So far are just, like... Very, like, unpleasant, like, eugenicsy, like...
Yeah.
And misogyny sort of things. I think that should be, like, sort of a special tier,
Okay.
I think this... might be
Because he is ostensibly trying to keep people safe.
He at least has like some sort of like you could at least spin it in a positive sense,
Yeah. Okay, I get that. Justin Hammer.
Oh, he's just a.
I love this character, but he is such a douche.
Yeah, but like, what is this? He just wants to make. Like, how do you deal with these? Or they just want to make...
Iron Man 2 is one of the few I saw.
Yeah.
He basically, I think he just wanted like to be as rich and successful and famous as Tony Stark. There's nothing sympathetic about him. He's just a jealous prick who wants money. But he's really funny, and Sam Rockwell's great.
But also, Tony Stark is also kind of an asshole.
Yes, he is.
So
and
like
he's a guy who like admires all the worst parts of Tony Stark, and none of the good ennobling qualities.
Do we want to put him in no strong feelings one way or the other? Because I feel like
Iron Man 2 was okay. I know a lot of people hate it.
He's not, he's not like a good person, but he's not like...
Oh, he's a bastard.
His philosophy is just like,
He doesn't have a philosophy.
Make myself, like I just want to like...
I'd call him in the yellow tier, no from me.
Yeah, I guess.
Because he's a bad person.
Yeah. Okay, I guess because this is more for like people like the random holograms and Dragon. Okay, I remember you a bad person. Whiplash, all he wants is to like
revenge, right?
I'm gonna say got a point.
Yeah. Because, like, I know that in some of the movies we, like, meet Tony Stark's dad, but I haven't seen those, so I don't know how valid his quest for revenge on the Stark family is.
Yeah, but also, like, Tony Stark... Like, here's the thing. Tony Stark is not... once again, I just want to bring everyone's attention to the fact that Tony Stark created Ultron and then was, like, super flippant about it afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to say if his only goal is to get revenge on Tony Stark for... Like, yeah, I'm going to say got a point.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe even... here's the thing. If he killed Tony and Will in Iron Man 2, then Ultron would not have been created. So,
but Ultron's got a point by your own...
Fuck, you're right. You're right.
We're treating Ultron as this, like, great evil, but we've also ranked him fairly high.
Well, no, because he's like... Oh, God, but... Yeah, let's leave him got a point.
Right.
Let's leave him got a point. Okay, this is the new Iron Man U.S. agent.
Oh, is he in, Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah. I think he's just, isn't he just, what does he want? He's like a more violent version of the idealized America that Steve Rogers presented. But he still saved people in the end. So I'm not really sure what that show wanted us to feel about him, to be honest. Because, like, I'm just going to be safe with him and going to be a no from me, dog.
All right.
I think this is another. I think she's also from the time variance like thing. I don't know. I'm gonna because I think I can't remember.
It's high up.
I don't recognize because she works for
the
TVA that he created.
Oh, so yeah, they have the same symbol behind their faces.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna put. But then again, here's the thing: I don't remember. I honestly don't recognize this actress. Right. I just vaguely remember Loki. So, oh jeez, this is not going that well, but it's still fun.
Right. Mads Mikkelsen. Doctor Strange, right?
His philosophy is that time destroys everything, and he wants to make the world timeless. Honestly, kind of Will Hedge. Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. Because everything's like entropy. Entropy destroys everything, right? But like, here's the thing. The only thing I think from reading a Wikipedia article is that he believes Dormammu will bring upon the whole like timeless utopia. Mm-hmm. But of course, Dormammu isn't actually going to do that. At least that's what I remember. I could be wrong.
So he's misled.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a bullshit. Like, instead of like proving the bad guy wrong, we're just have him be like mistaken.
Yeah, that can feel like a bit of a cop-out. That's one thing I really admire. This is a bit of a tangent, but at the end of Pan's Labyrinth,
yes,
they have such an opportunity to have the villain turn out to be a sniveling coward hypocrite, and they don't do that. And I really appreciate that. He does live up to his ideals. They're just bad ideals.
Exactly. Pan's Labyrinth, amazing movie. Yeah. One of my top 4 on Letterboxd.
Fair enough.
By the way, you got Letterboxd?
I do.
Oh, what are your top 4?
Shape of Water, Eraserhead, Paddington 2, and Manos: The Hands of Fate.
That makes sense. That's surprisingly similar to mine. Here's mine. Okay, mine is Pan's Labyrinth, Lost in Translation, The Prestige, and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which Danny still refuses to see, but I swear to God, it is better than people give it credit for. Anyways,
okay, but that's not high praise. It's not
okay.
An actual literal ball of feces.
It's actually okay. If you haven't seen it,
give me a jar of piss and tell me it's Granny's peach.
If you haven't seen the movie, don't talk shit about it. Anyways, so. Oh, by the way, I just want to say, so Mads Mikkelsen's character, Cassius or something, I think that's his name, or
sounds like a villain name.
I don't know what his name is.
Villains get names like Cassius.
Yeah, he's like, his whole thing is,
Roman.
Oh, he's bad because he wants to mess with time to, like, make the world better. But it's like, and then he's bad. But then, like, the Avengers do exactly that.
And remember, we do have top-tier people who want to stop anyone from ever messing with time.
Exactly, and they are... Wait, so they're also...
So I'm assuming they wouldn't, like, really care for Mads Mikkelsen's character.
Actually, no, because that's different. Because their whole thing is...
Oh, it's multiverses, not time.
Yeah, they want to prevent multiverses. They want there to only be one timeline.
Okay.
and Mads Mikkelsen is I want there to be like no like fucking everything dies, everything ages. We're all gonna age and die because of time. I want to make everything timeless.
I mean, we're getting into such like abstract concepts that it's hard to gauge how I feel about the issue. But here, I don't know what that would
here's what I'll say. I'll say this. If I was in this universe, I will buy that because I am so afraid of aging. You have no idea.
Okay.
And you're older than me. I'm sorry, Danny. Danny's older than me. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid of aging too. I think we all
are. So I apologize. It's just like I would definitely be like I would hench for this person.
All right. Who's this guy?
This is Guy Pearce in Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah.
So he's like Syndrome.
That is Guy Pearce.
He's like Syndrome in The Incredibles.
I saw that one.
Tony Stark.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah, but also is he a jerk? Like his motivation is that he just wants. Okay, no, that's more. I'm oversimplifying it. It's not just that he hates Tony Stark. It's that he wants to control both sides of the war on terror in order to make himself money.
And so he sets up the whole like fake Mandarin thing.
But also like
I saw this one.
The thing is, that doesn't like. Did that kill people? Was he killing people?
Yeah, he was like people were given the superpowers and they melted down and blew up city blocks.
No, because that was the thing. He was experimenting it, and whenever someone exploded, he created a fake terrorist to take credit for the explosion. So really all he was doing was just like being a really roundabout, like really like mad scientist in a really like weird roundabout way.
Yeah. So
I'll say gonna be a no from me, dog.
Yeah.
Like, same as Justin Hammer, I guess. Just another like Iron Man asshole. Like,
yeah. Who's this?
This is Killmonger, but from a where did we put Killmonger? Killmonger,
yeah.
But from a what if universe?
A different Killmonger. Okay.
Where I think this version is actually a good guy. Like he fought against the Ultra Vision, but I think at the end, what did Killmonger do in What If? Okay.
Did he monger any killing? Still not over that name, Killmonger.
And with one child, skip down with Ultron 1, with launch to go, plus Killmonger. Killmonger steals Luxembourg. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna put him the same because he does like in the end. I think he teams up with the others to like fight this guy.
Okay.
Which is again paradoxical because we have them all on the same tier.
But someone can have a point and still be diametrically opposed to someone else who also has a point, which is the whole point of making your villain.
Exactly. Okay, so this is
all right. Here's the big one. How do we feel about Loki?
Oh, fuck! I hate. Like I hate.
He doesn't really have that much of like an ideology, does he?
Yeah,
he's the god of mischief. He just wants to fuck around. And,
And at the end, he's like...
give birth to a horse.
He goes to the world and says, oh, you were made to be ruled. So he's just, like, empty, like, oh, I want to take over the world, but I don't have any actual, like, political vision outside of just me taking over the world.
Yeah, he's just a bad guy, except sometimes he's a good guy.
I'm gonna be a no from me, dog.
Alright.
Because I know he becomes, like, heroic later, but here's the thing. I
genuinely... his arc in the mythology.
I genuinely dislike the sort of like way that like everyone like thinks he's like sympathetic and stuff. Like,
okay,
I don't know. I don't like him. I just leave it at that. But
Malekith.
What the fuck was he?
From Thor 2?
He wanted to create a world for the Dark Elves.
Okay. That sounds. Why was that a problem?
Okay, I'm just gonna. Was he?
I think Christopher Eccleston played this guy.
Yeah,
I like him. But I also like Tom Hiddleston, and Loki never really did much for me as a character in the movies I've seen with him. I like Tom Hiddleston in Kong Skull Island and The Hollow Crown.
Was he a victim of Asgard? Wait.
Was he?
Okay, so long before the birth of light, there was darkness, and from darkness came the dark elves.
Yeah, that's okay.
So all he wants to do is to just change the world back to like his own world. So it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, from our perspective, that's bad.
Yeah.
But from an outside perspective,
From a dark elf perspective.
I'm gonna put no strong feelings
Right.
because like I know that we said the same thing for Ultron. The thing is, Ultron like saw all of humanity and then determined that it was bad, whereas
Yeah.
he just wants his. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think I'm gonna say no strong feelings. Abomination, he wants to make himself strong.
Was that from the Hulk?
Yeah, it's from Hulk.
Was that Tim Roth?
Tim Roth? Yes,
Yeah, he was a bad dude.
he was. But like,
But he also was just kind of like, for most of the movie, this is one of the ones I saw, he was kind of just like, thought he was, because he was just doing what General Ross told him to do, right?
Yeah.
He thought he was keeping everyone safe from the big green man,
yeah,
but he ended up
becoming.
a big
Yeah.
gray man and
Also-
breaking stuff.
Also, at the end, he like wasn't like specifically destroying Harlem, so like he could have been racist.
I thought it was Baltimore.
No,
Because that's why Edward Norton insisted on trying to work The Wire in as like a crossover. Because Edward Norton's
No,
insane.
because in the Avengers, Bruce Banner's like, last time I was the Hulk, I like destroyed half of Harlem
Okay.
fighting.
I don't remember if it was...
Yeah, I'm gonna say gonna be.
I have not seen that movie since it
Yeah.
was in theaters 14 years ago.
Mhm.
Huh, I feel so old.
Oh fuck! Oh no, aging! I'm scared of
All right,
aging.
Dr. Octopus.
Doctor Octopus.
Doesn't he turn good at the end of Spider-Man 2?
Here's the thing. Will Henge. Definitely Will Henge. What's his goal? Create like clean energy.
Yeah.
And the only reason he's a bad guy is because he wants to do his experiments in the middle of New York.
Yeah, if he did them
If he did it in the desert, no fucking problem whatsoever. That's the only reason he's bad is because he's doing his experiments in New York.
Because he's the AI that guides the tentacles.
it's so
just mess with him.
no, definitely Will Henge 100%. If he exists in real life, I would go work for him. Right,
Yeah.
I would get a PhD and work for him.
Ebony Maw.
Another another henchman here. Oh wait, by the way, where we put? Where did we put?
I guess we never decided. Okay.
Right, because they were
Yeah, okay.
Ebony Moss here. Obadiah Stane, another Iron Man asshole. Like
He was bad.
Yeah.
He was greedy. He was a war profiteer.
yeah,
So
it's been.
I think so.
famous here, yeah. But also, not fuck you because he also had such something. Oh, the world needs weapons for.
he wasn't
Whatever,
like if we're keeping the green tier for just like the absolute worst people,
Mhm.
then yeah, he was bad, but he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, like people who like give their wives cancer. Like
Yeah, that's
pretty
low.
bad.
Who's
Another henchman
Right.
right here. Another henchman. That's Razor Fist.
Mhm. Venom.
Is that wait? Is that
Is that the
Venom?
Tom Hardy Venom?
I don't know. Is that Venom or is that just some random CGI creature?
It looks like Venom. It's got the white big
Well,
eye
it's-
shapes.
Here's the thing: it's not going to be Venom because Venom's not a bad guy in the current
That's true.
movies. It could be the bad guy from
Maybe it's
from
the-
Venom.
Maybe it's the Topher Grace Venom.
Okay, so let's assume this is the bad guy from.
I mean, if we don't know who that is, let's just leave them unrated,
Yeah.
along with so
But
bad.
here's the thing: that's kind of a cop out. Like, okay, so I'm gonna assume he's the bad guy from the Venom movie, who's just like another evil billionaire. Blah blah blah.
Oh,
so I'm
is Riz Ahmed?
Maybe. Let's just assume it's that and just put him here with the
Right.
evil, his self-serving. Okay, Norman Osborn.
He's a bad guy.
His philosophy
Or at least
is,
he was in the first one.
is that morality is wrong. That the strong should like the fucking Ayn Rand bullshit.
Oh
like,
shit, he's an objectivist.
He's an objective.
All right, green tier for the Green Goblin. Fuck off, back to Rapture. Ben
okay.
Grimm.
Pretty sure that's Sandman.
Oh.
I hear rumors that. Did you watch back How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
I think they're getting Jason Segel to play. That's a rumor. I don't know if that's right though.
I've
But
seen
anyways,
seen this.
I think we're gonna put him in Will Henge.
Is
right?
this the Spider-Man 3 version of Sandman?
Yeah, well, he's taken into from the multiverse.
Okay, is it Thomas Hayden Church?
Yeah.
Who brought him
So
back?
all he wants is get home his daughters.
Yeah, he was really
Okay.
sympathetic. The scene in Spider-Man 3 when he first gets turned into sand and he's like trying to pick up the ring
Yeah.
is like one of the best moments I've ever seen in a superhero
Exactly.
movie. The rest of the movie is okay. I
Yes.
thought Spider-Man 3 was fine, but
Mhm.
that one scene is just so good. I don't even know what I'm looking at for that.
That's Ronan the Accuser from
That's
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, it is.
All
I couldn't see the person in there. I thought it was a building.
The only line of his I remember is that he's like, "Oh, they signed a peace treaty. I hate that." So it's like he's like an anti-peace person.
All right.
I don't know. It's gonna be
What a douche. I know in the comics he eventually turns good, but I guess not in the movies.
Yeah, I don't.
Scarlet Witch.
Okay, I want to put her in fuck you, but like I feel like that's first of all that's gonna make people upset. But like, I don't like how she's like everyone like treats her as if she's like. Oh wait, let's do Bucky Barnes first. So
Right.
Bucky Barnes.
Doesn't he turn good?
He's the
Winter
Yeah,
Soldier,
he was brainwashed. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but like, if we're okay, so this is hard.
In villain mode, you can't say he
Yeah,
has a point.
If we're
because...
in villain mode, he was working for this guy. So
Hmm.
do we treat him as a henchman for this guy? Because like, otherwise he would be like, just, yeah, I'm gonna put him here.
But
Yeah,
with a big asterisk.
Asterisk.
This only refers
This is only
to
when he's brainwashed
Alright.
and working for this guy.
when he is good
So-
again. He's not ranked here at all because he's not a villain then.
So Scarlet Witch. Here's the thing. People are gonna say that she was like brainwashed in
WandaVision?
no, brainwashed in like she's the bad guy in Doctor Strange too.
Yep.
Into being bad. But also even in WandaVision, like I don't think she shows like a lot of remorse for her actions from what I remember. She's at the end she's like, "Oh, I could do whatever for them, but it won't change what they see of me." It's never like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I feel bad. It won't change what I did to them." So, but also like I don't want like as much as I dislike. I also dislike how the character has been written generally. How she's always the cause of every problem.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier.
She's always she works for Ultron. She was the inciting incident in Civil War because she couldn't control her powers and killed those people. I forget which African country it is, but but okay, if we're only talking about her in Doctor Strange 2.
I don't think we are only talking. I think we're talking about her across
Yeah.
all of the films.
Yeah, because and then it's like, oh, but she's sympathetic because she went through this trauma. But it's like every one of these bad guys went through trauma. Like they're all being evil because they went through trauma.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them. You get my point. I
get the feeling Justin Hammer's parents didn't love him enough.
Okay, maybe that was an exaggeration because I'm actually Loki's parents were assholes. Yeah, okay. Now that I'm looking at this, yeah, I don't think maybe that was a maybe I misspoke because Killmonger definitely went through trauma.
Yeah.
Ultron had to go through the internet.
Yeah.
So but ultimately, like her goal is to kill another universe's Wanda to kidnap their How do we feel about kidnapping another version of yourself's children?
Wasn't there a Jet Li movie about that?
Because if your goal is to kidnap someone's kid, how about fuck you? Like that's as bad as like giving your wife kidnapping children to like make them your own. That's pretty bad, right?
That's pretty bad, but like
that's not even like, oh, I want wealth.
Doesn't it turn out that like she didn't even realize she wasn't like consciously aware she was doing it or something?
Yeah, but then she at the end of WandaVision doesn't she seek out
my house with my family? I keep referencing all old movies.
Because like I think that's like okay. So what makes her worse than like Justin Hammer? I think because you can't put a spin on it. Because like with like these evil businessmen, you can be like, oh, I'm providing something to the world that the world needs. Okay. But with like her, it's just like I'm gonna kidnap children and brainwash them into thinking I'm their mother. Like that's,
and she was consciously aware that that's what she was doing.
Okay, well let's assume this version is like just the character, whatever if it was her or a combination of her own personality and the Darkholds. That would be it. And fuck you.
All right, I haven't seen it, so. Who's that?
Oh, that's Agent 13 from Falcon Winter Soldier. Jeez, that fucking show. I don't remember anything about that.
A lot of villains on that show.
I'm gonna say got a point because all I remember from that show is she was like, oh, Captain America like screwed me over.
Bus driver. The greatest villain of all, Bus driver.
He henches for the Vulture.
Okay.
So I guess I'll put them together. Yeah, might as well. Ooh, Mysterio. Okay, Mysterio one of my easily my favorite Spider-Man movie villain. A lot of controversial.
My favorite Spider-Man movie villain has got to be Macho Man.
No, that too, but also because I like him because he's the least sympathetic of every Spider-Man villain. There's not a single sympathetic thing.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Yeah, he's just fucking evil.
Just a bad guy.
Yeah, and I love that about him.
Okay,
his goal is. And he wants to convince the world that he is the next Tony Stark after Tony Stark. That's such a great they worked him. He's the perfect villain to do after Endgame.
Okay, but remember we're ranking how much we agree with them, not how much we enjoy them.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a no from me, dog.
Sword Thor.
So what?
From Thor 3, he was the giant Clancy Brown fire giant.
What did he want?
He just wanted to wreck shit and burn down Asgard, not because of any personal grudge, but just because that was his divinely mandated role. That was his destiny and his fate.
Yeah, let's put him into...
And Thor ends up deliberately letting him do it.
Yeah, no strong feelings.
I think he's got a point.
Really?
Because it ends up being the right move.
But he didn't know that.
No,
remember, we're judging. We're taking into account their actions.
Okay,
but mostly we're going to talk about their philosophy.
All right, I guess he should be ranked at the same level as Dormammu.
Exactly.
Both of them are doing what they're doing not because of any philosophy, but just because that is their role, that is their nature. So yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel bad ranking him as no strong feelings when he's such an entertaining character.
That's true. But yeah,
he's Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob.
Well, we're judging by how much we agree with them.
Yeah, so okay.
This is another. I don't remember. I think that's Taser.
Forehead Man.
What does he do? He's like a random. I don't know. All the bad guys in Guardians 2, other than this fucking guy, are just kind of random crooks, including the Guardians themselves. So I'm just gonna put him in no strong feelings. I don't really remember that. Okay. Okay. So this is another situation like Bucky Barnes, where she's brainwashed.
Okay.
And she works for Dreykov, but also, this is such a tough thing.
Oh, this is.
Do we want? She's one of the women that Dreykov brainwashed, but she's also a henchman for Dreykov
because she's been brainwashed.
So do we want to put her here the same way that we put Bucky Barnes?
I might put brainwashed characters under no strong feelings, honestly.
Yeah, let's do that.
So probably Bucky as well.
Let's do that. Yeah,
because they're not. They're not doing any kind of agency of their own at this point.
Yeah.
Much like Sword Thor or Dormammu.
That's true. Good call. Because I'm not gonna put one of his victims in Bucky
that seems harsh.
Yeah.
All right, who's this guy?
Oh, that's Ross. That's John.
Oh yeah. William Hurt.
William Hurt.
John Hurt died.
Well, they both died, but I watched Children of a Lesser God the other day. He's such an asshole in that movie. And then he's not intended to be an asshole, just the way he treats the deaf character. Well, and then apparently he was on a relationship with Marlee Matlin, who plays the deaf character.
Like in real life?
Yeah. And then later, apparently the actress was like, "Oh, he was kind of a jerk to me."
I've heard that he was not a nice man.
So I'm not gonna. So fuck you, Abe. No. Okay, so
it's not the character's fault though.
I'm gonna put him in God of Point.
Yeah, because he's just trying to keep people safe from the Hulk. Right?
He's just trying to keep people safe from the Hulk, who is a dangerous person.
Sure.
And later he, signs the Sokovia Accords or something, which...
What's that?
It's in Civil War, where it's we're going to regulate super... maybe even Will Hedge. We should regulate superheroes.
I mean, isn't the point of Civil War that, you may not agree with it, but the regulation is still, a valid outlook, and that's why Iron Man and Captain America disagree so strongly on it?
Yeah.
At least that was the case in the comics.
Should we put him in Will Hedge? Because here's the thing, though. Superheroes, they do fuck up. Especially, fucking this.
Sure.
Scarlet Witch and, Tony Stark who created Ultron. Let's have some oversight into
like in the first X-Men movie.
Yeah. Yes, let's do that. Now, in practice, it might not... it might be corrupt and stuff, but yeah, I think that if I existed in the MCU, I would be swayed by...
Governments are often corrupt in practice, but in theory, I'm not going to say that, governments shouldn't exist.
Exactly.
I think that's a very foolish outlook.
Ooh, here's a big one. Okay. Thanos.
Here we go. Now,
I don't support... Once again, killing people is bad. It is basically genocide.
So he wants to wipe out half the universe so that, like, to avoid overpopulation, right? But wiping out half the universe also wipes out half the universe's resources.
Yeah, which is stupid.
So we're right back to square one.
Here's the thing. Okay. So let's just get all this out of the way. If he had this is all the arguments you've heard on Reddit and stuff for the past
I've not seen the film.
So okay, but let's just get all these out of the way.
Briefly in the very first Guardians, which I saw.
So the most common argument against them is if you had the infinite power, why would you use it to kill half the world when you could just use it to double the resources, which is a very valid argument. So of course automatically that's gonna that's bad. But let's assume that for some reason it's unwritten. It's like, oh, you can't do that.
Also,
that's
a shitty dad.
Also, he's a shitty dad. Oh yeah. He's at least as bad.
That's the main thing I know about him.
Yeah,
because it was in the movie I saw.
But I think that if we put him in "fuck you," that sort of oversteps his actual main thing, which is the whole overpopulation thing.
Because he's misguided, but he does have what he thinks is a noble goal.
Here's what I'll say: this. I think the main problem with his philosophy, even let's assume that whole infinite power, because even before he got the Infinity Gauntlet, he was still going to planet planet killing people at random. So let's just take the Infinity Gauntlet out of it. Let's assume he doesn't have that. He can't double the resources. Would going from planet to planet, killing half of the population at random, would that fix things? Would that be good? Obviously, the answer is no. That's bad actions. But even on a philosophical scale, that doesn't make sense because resources aren't used equally across the entire population.
That is also true.
It would be if he went from planet to planet, overthrowing the upper classes and redistributing resources.
Mm-hmm. I still think there would be valid criticisms there because he would be coming into it from a very outside perspective.
Yeah, that could be seen as colonialist.
Exactly, it could.
But
it would still be
that if he did that, it would at least be got a point.
Yeah,
but the way that he's sort of
mean fallacy balance,
exactly
bullshit.
The way that he's going to places treating everyone as if they use the same as if they're equally contributing to the problem. That would be
I'm gonna say no from me, dog.
Or maybe even fuck you because he also I'm gonna put him fuck you. I think because he's on top because if we put this person for giving his wife cancer, he also abuses his children and stuff.
Yeah, he's a shitty.
Also the whole misogyny thing. So even on top of that, his whole
So does that mean we have to put his henchmen down there as well?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just put all these people in fuck you, especially fucking Evan Moore.
He looks like a thumb.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I like. Can I just say I like that conversation we had. I like that.
Yeah.
We had we had the opportunity to just be easy about it, but then we talked through it and got him back into fuck you anyway.
Okay.
Hela.
Yeah.
You watched.
I've seen Ragnarok, and she strikes me. Asgard has this whole history of brutal imperialist colonialism, and Thor, and I guess to a lesser extent Odin, are trying to move away from that. Mm-hmm. And the fact that this is a movie made by a Maori director, I think is extremely interesting. We can look at this in the context of the British Empire.
Yeah.
And so Thor is trying to move Asgard away from that, and they end up having to burn down Asgard itself and go try to find a new home. And he's trying to reinvent the nation. And or Hela, I guess, but I'm going to call her Hel because that's what her name is in the myth. She's trying to bring everything back to the Imperial days. So she has a very UKIP vibe to me. She's very I'm sick of being told I should feel ashamed for the fact that we murdered literally every single Tasmanian person. I would put Hel under fuck you.
Here's the thing. Yes, but also the thing is, I think that she could spin it as if it's a good thing, even with imperialism. Yes, here's the thing. I am against colonialism, obviously, but you could spin it as the world is more connected because they do. They say the world is more connected, and this is getting uncomfortable. But you know what they say, because they do the world is better now that we're more connected and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but
shared.
you can make that argument about the British Empire. You can't debate about the Aesir Asgardian.
But
Asgardian as
but
a
without
word.
without Asgard, then there wouldn't be Thor. And Thor wouldn't have been there to fight.
Yeah,
fight.
but Thor didn't need the
Thanos.
Empire to be there. He just needed to be Thor and have Mjolnir
Yeah,
forged by the dwarves.
but I understand. And here's the thing: I obviously, as I said at the beginning, in real life, all these people would be like, "Fuck
Yeah.
you,"
Oh,
except for maybe Ghost, whatever. But I think that because here are people who are just completely explicit, people who do things that are indefensible.
I think so is she.
Okay. Okay, let's
Because Ragnarok goes to great length to establish Asgard did some bad shit. And she's saying, let's get back to that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's better than fuck you.
Grandmaster?
He's so entertaining.
He is entertaining.
He's just like another evil rich guy,
Yeah,
right?
he's just a venial despot.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog. Just another
Because, he doesn't even die, right? They just leave.
Yeah.
They just get away from his kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, this is them there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she hasn't. This is
that?
fucking Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Really?
Yeah, she.
I love her.
She's like the evil Nick Fury putting together
I didn't know she was in the MCU.
Yeah, she's putting together the Thunderbolts, which is the evil Avengers, kind of with him in it and stuff. I'm just gonna put her in the same as him as the U.S. agent.
That's fair.
What? I can't even tell what this is. Oh, this is Carnage.
Yeah, that's Carnage.
That's a fucking.
He's a serial killer, right?
I mean, I guess we have to put him in fuck.
I guess so.
But then, he was. Well, no, they're all abusing him. Yeah.
Because, isn't the whole point of Carnage that he is just, the absolute most depraved and awful human being imaginable, and then he gets the symbiote?
Yeah, it's a fun.
Because that's how he can be a bad guy, and Venom, who is not a good dude, can be comparatively a good guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that the lizard?
The lizard?
He was kind of sympathetic, wasn't he?
Yeah. So the lizards... Okay, so this is kind of hard. He's like, yes, I agree. We should be able to have the technology to, help people regrow limbs. But also he wants to turn everyone into lizards?
Yeah, that was less sympathetic.
Why did he want to do that?
I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
So I'm going to put him in got a point. Because, yeah, he got a point. It was just he also had the whole turning people into lizards thing.
I can't endorse that policy.
What is it? Is this evil Doctor Strange?
Was there an evil Doctor Strange?
Oh, God. If this is evil Doctor Strange from Doctor Strange 2, here's the thing. I went to the bathroom during this scene, so I don't remember what his deal is.
Oh, is he the one who's got, the scaly face?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is.
All right.
I'm just gonna no strong feelings. I don't...
We could just leave him unrated if you didn't see that part of the movie.
Yeah.
Leave him down here with Ethan Hawke and Crocodile Mans.
Wenwu. Okay. So Wenwu's motivation is he wants to get his dead wife back, but it's not actually his dead wife. It's this creature pretending to be his dead wife.
Ew.
So that's kind of lame motivation because it's
dragon? The dragon pretend to be his dead wife?
He's the evil. He has.
Is it Fing Fang Foom?
Oh no, I think they wanted to put Fing Fang Foom, but they're like, no, that's racist. So it's not.
Because they had in Iron Man 3, Aldrich Killian, the Guy Pearce character, had Fing Fang Foom tattooed on his chest.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna touch Fing Fang Foom just because he does have racist
Yeah, I mean
background.
They reinvented the Mandarin.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Maybe the dragon was supposed to be the reinvention of Fing Fang Foom, but without the name.
Yeah, or maybe Fing Fang Foom, that tattoo is inspired by the dragon. But okay, so let's talk about Wenwu, his other stuff. He's kind of an abusive dad. Here's the thing.
Is he the Mandarin?
Yeah, he's
the real
he's
one?
never called the Mandarin because that's also another.
There's a
thing.
joke when he says they called me after an orange. They were scared of an orange. How stupid.
Yeah. By the way, listen, I'm Chinese. By the way, you can't see me, but I'm Chinese. I grew up with Chinese parents, so just putting it out there. So a lot of the things that he does, are just kind of being really tough. And maybe also kind of sexist. My parents weren't. They got better, but oh god, why am I sharing
just
all this?
Kind of an old world viewpoint.
Yeah, kind of an old world viewpoint.
I am not Chinese, but my parents have also had a little bit of that.
Yeah, so it's it's hard because he has some beliefs that are bad, but also it's in a sort of a relatable sense. But also he's a terrorist.
All right, but all of these people have committed crimes.
Yeah, that's the
and
thing.
done
That's
bad
another
things.
thing. Are we talking about the actions or the
So
philosophy?
what his goal ultimately is to bring back what he thinks is his dead wife, but is
Yeah.
actually this shape-shifting, I'm
Yeah.
guessing,
So
dragon.
his basically his crime is being like an aloof father.
Yeah.
Like, so do we want to? I'll say gonna be a no from me, dog.
Okay.
But not you know. Well, yeah, he does.
I might even put him in no strong feel because it's complicated, right?
Yeah, but also he's not like he's a very like like real world sort of person.
Okay.
Not like an external thing, but like he does like commit crimes and like want power and stuff, much like these other guys.
Okay.
So I guess we'll put him here too. That's one of his henchmen, and this one too, and one of his henchmen.
Who's this guy?
Zemo. So I feel like I have to put him the same as up here because his whole thing is he blames the Avengers for the death of his family because
Okay.
they created
Which movie is he from? Or
Civil
show?
War.
Okay.
So Tony Stark created Ultron.
Yeah.
Ultron destroyed Sokovia.
Okay.
He's from Sokovia.
I see.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Will Hinch. Because if we put the Thunderbolt Ross in here, then it must be the same thing, right? They have the same world view.
I get. Well, I mean, when Ross is trying to kill the Hulk isn't a superhero yet at this point. The Hulk is just a rampaging force.
Yeah, but then again, he's also again like the Avengers are basically like they created Ultron. So like
yeah.
and also so
Oh god, it's like The Boys or something.
he's basically okay. Here's what I'll say.
He's
Here's
the
what
Carl Urban.
here's what I like about Zemo. He's not a hypocrite. Just like
Captain Vidal.
yeah, but in a better way. So like in Falcon, this is the one thing that I really remember from Falcon and Winter Soldier. He admits that first of all, he admits that Captain America was a good guy, was the exception to the rule. That he sees heroes as being bad, which is again very accurate. Because if you look at the heroes, yeah, okay, other than Captain America, who I think he has his own problems too, but like Tony Stark creates Ultron.
Yeah.
The Hulk destroys things all the time. What's his face?
Thor?
Thor. In the new movie, he just sort of like haphazardly destroys an alien planet's like build citadel in defending like there is a strong argument that like the heroes are like inherently destructive and make the world worse, especially and leave like these like casualties. And it's also also Civil War is like very like they use so much uncomfortable imagery. Like there's this part where Tony Stark is like has this like heartfelt with like a black mother whose child died during one of the Avengers fights, and you really get the sense that the Avengers are like an analogy for like the police, and it's just sort of like so it's just sort of like this.
I know in the comics of Civil War they did that like maybe even worse, and like Tony Stark was running like concentration camps for mutants.
Yeah. And so yeah, I'm gonna put him in Will Hench.
Okay.
I think in the MCU,
Bold choice.
If I lived in the MCU, also he kills Hydra members.
Okay, can't argue with that.
I don't know, like he sort of just hates everything that is considered super, be it supervillain or superhero.
All right.
So I'd say Will
He's
Hench.
one of those guys on Twitter who makes it his entire personality to hate Marvel movies.
Yeah. And oh my god, this is gonna be such a controversial video. But it's fine. You didn't say my name, right? We've only said
If I did, we can beep it out.
Yeah, so like listen. Oh god, this is like my first YouTube video and it's gonna get me canceled. But it's great because I can just make a new
Which
channel.
Marvel? Who cares?
Yeah.
Some kind of praying mantis.
I forget his name, but he's just another one of these rich bald asshole billionaire,
I know
not
that-
businessmen.
Oh, is that Yellow Jacket?
Yeah, Yellow Jacket.
Oh yeah,
He's just
he was a
another
bad
one of
guy.
these guys.
I've seen Ant-Man. I like. I'm drawing a blank. Corey Stoll. I like Corey Stoll, but Yellow Jacket was a bastard.
I don't remember. So this is.
Jude Law.
Was he a misogynist? He's the Captain Marvel person.
Okay.
I don't remember much of Captain Marvel. I don't remember if he was as bad as Dreykov and trying to like enslave young girls everywhere. I'll just put him in gonna be a no from me, dog, just in case.
All right.
Kingpin. Okay, Kingpin.
Yeah, he was I didn't finish Daredevil, but he was not a good guy.
He was not a good guy. I saw the Netflix Daredevil. I didn't watch Hawkeye. I don't know what he does in Hawkeye.
They had a Hawkeye show.
Yeah, but I think it's so funny
Oh
that
yeah, of course they had Haley Steinfeld was in it.
yeah, and he goes from I didn't watch Hawkeye, but I know Hawkeye's death in that show, or Hard of Hearing. So it's like he goes from antagonizing a blind guy to a deaf guy. He's just the most ableist.
He's picking on disabled people. What's next? He's going to get into a fight with Professor Xavier.
Exactly. It's just. Oh god. I'm gonna put him. What he was just like a. Okay,
He's just a gangster, right?
Yeah, he killed. Okay, yeah, he killed.
In Spider-Verse,
killed
he has
what
kind of a
Dexter's-
sympathetic goal, but he's still doing very bad things. But this is not about Spider-Verse.
I'm gonna say because he does kill like innocent people to get. Here's the thing: when they don't have like a really solid philosophy, we can only look at them from their
Yeah, and
actions.
he's just a gangster.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him from gonna be a no from you, dog, because I think he kills like some innocent woman to like manipulate someone else. So yeah, I think that goes to you.
A woolly mammoth.
This is another henchman.
Jet Jaguar.
Oh, so this person, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
This is the henchman, works for Loki. Loki was in training. I'll put him here. But he's kind of a robot, so I'm putting in no strong feelings one way or the other. Because he's not choosing.
He's just doing what he do. He's just. The Vision?
White Vision? What was he? He was just like working for the evil government or something.
I love how even though you've seen most of these things, you can't keep all of them straight.
I can't remember all of them. Not. What was he doing? He was like I don't know.
If you can't remember, just leave him unrated then.
No, I'm gonna put because I did watch the show. This is only for like if I.
All right.
I'm gonna be a no from you, dog. Probably from Moon Knight. I don't know what this person is. No idea, dude.
Blumen.
This is Zemo.
I thought Zemo.
Not Zemo. Zemo. It's Strucker. They're both Barons. So I
right.
forgot. Strucker. His thing.
All Barons are evil.
What was he? Was he working for Hydra or was he not? He created Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch by experimenting on them. I'm just gonna be safe and be a no from you, Doug.
Alright.
Arnim Zola. Okay, so Arnim Zola works for Hydra, so he's kind of the connecting bridge between World War II Hydra and like modern day Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he ever espouses the sort of like, kind of like Nazi-ish things that Red Skull does. So I'm gonna put him here with Robert Redford.
Okay. Who's this lady?
Oh, is that from Miss Marvel? No, I don't. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna skip her. I don't know. I don't know. Probably from some show I didn't see. Skip her. Skip him. No idea. Jesus. Oh, I think it's from Jessica Jones. But I didn't finish watching Jessica. I only watched the first season. Skip. I can't even see the face. Skip. Oh, this is from Luke Cage, I think. I think this is the...
Okay.
Wait, let me just double check. I don't want to, like...
Gosh, there's a lot of these characters. And a lot of them are just, like, people. Some of them are big, instantly recognizable CGI monstrosities, but a lot of them are just some guy.
Yeah. Is this Diamondback? I can't tell from some. I think it's Diamondback. Okay, no strong feelings. I don't know. I think he was just like well, he probably does bats. Oh, look at me, no from you. I think he's like Luke Cage's brother or something. I don't know. I don't want to. This I don't know. So many TV villains I haven't. Oh, fucking
Purple Man,
the rapist. Gee, I wonder where.
Yeah. I mean, I love David Tennant, and I'm told that this character was like a really compelling villain, but yeah.
He is compelling. He's just not a...
Scum of the earth.
Compelling because you want to see him die. This. He's still going to be in Fuck You.
Yeah.
But I will say this. He was experimented on as a kid so that every time he says something, someone will like do what he says.
Yeah.
So I can sort of tell that how from that sort of point of view, it does fuck with you. And like where you can never actually like have a healthy relationship. But even then, like, and later he does sort of learn to like talk to Jessica in a way that doesn't give commands. There's like this whole part in the show where he's like, "I'm only gonna talk to you in like, like non-command, non-imperative sentences." So yeah, he could have found a way to work around it, but still, ultimately, yeah, fuck you, he's a rapist. This guy looks like H.P. Lovecraft, but
a little bit.
So I'm
Nicholas
tempted,
Coster-Waldau as H.P. Lovecraft.
but I don't know who. I haven't seen it. Punisher. Okay. I guess got a point, but like I wouldn't like. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's like Punisher.
Sometimes he's treated as a hero.
Yeah, he's deliberately written as like the ultimate. Like, you can see where he's coming from, but he's still bad person.
Yeah.
So I would put him in. Got a point.
Although we should take a moment to disavow all the everyone wearing a Punisher T-shirt,
yeah,
and with the thin blue line
yeah.
fuck all of this.
Yeah, like if you're like in law enforcement and you look up to like
a guy who is
vigilante mass murderer,
that is
once again repeating the disclaimer. In real life, all these people, even the people at the top, honestly, other than
and the shitty cops look up to this character, is not this character's fault.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot that we're not even gonna rate. Okay.
Well, I don't know who's. I think that's from Agent Carter, but I didn't see all of that show.
Okay.
No idea. Oh, is this? That's Sigourney Weaver, I think.
Oh yeah, I think it is.
I did not see Defenders. No idea.
David Hyde Pierce.
Oh, is this the fucking random Hydra spy from the first Avenger?
No.
Okay, just to be safe, I'm not going to rank him.
Okay.
Oh, that's I like this actress. She was in Hustlers as like the main character's grandma, but I think she's an alien. I don't know. I didn't. I saw her in Daredevil, but I didn't see her be a bad guy, so I can't. Put no idea who this is.
He's from the Inhumans, I believe. It's Robert Madden. Richard Madden.
Are there any other?
He was also in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, don't know.
Cool armor.
Looks familiar, but probably looks like she looks like from Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, she was in Ragnarok. She's the bodyguard of the Grandmaster.
Okay, so I'll just put her with where's the Grandmaster? Here, I'll just put.
She was in Hunt for the Wilder People also. The actress was, not the character.
Don't know.
James Grant Horton.
Don't know. Wait, do these get rearranged? Don't know.
I feel like we're going over a few of these.
Yeah, but I mean, are we done? Like, are we at? Wait, what? Did I? Oh, they're multi. Oh,
they duplicated it for some foolish reason. Also, another Venom.
Oh, so this is the Spider-Man 3 Venom. Oh, this also okay, good. So this is also including the Spider-Man.
I see Zombie Captain America.
Well, all zombies are going to go in No Strong Feelings. So this where he did.
Yeah, zombies just do what zombies do.
Why there's so many duplicates?
There's a lot of duplicates. Oh, there's Morbius.
Okay, so Nebula. She was.
Doesn't she turn good?
Yeah, I'm assuming this is the evil version of Nebula.
Okay.
But again, she is abused by No Strong Feelings. Basically brainwashed.
Okay.
Like abused by Thanos into watching this.
And there specifically is the Tom Hardy Venom. Oh my god, I just realized that Venom and Morbius have the same poster of like half the actor's face, half the monster face.
So Dane DeHaan
as the Goblin.
I'm gonna say got a point.
Really?
Here's the thing. His thing in the movie is, I'm going to die. Spider-Man, give me your blood so that I can make a cure from it to help me.
Oh, why won't Spider-Man do that?
Spider-Man just doesn't do that.
Wow, sucks.
And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna hate Spider-Man now.
Okay.
And then he does something else, and then okay, I don't know.
But a character can have a point and still do bad
that's
things.
true. He can have a point and still like fuck up and turn himself into a monster just by his own stupidity. But yeah, he does have a point that Spider-Man is
in the wrong here.
Oh, this guy. This is
Is that the Topher Grace Venom?
Okay, so do we want to judge Topher Grace Venom by Topher Grace or by? Well, okay, so Venom's symbiote is just the mindless alien, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, in that movie.
So, but okay, Topher Grace is just like
his character. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I believe that it's the same character that Tom Hardy plays, but in that he's less of a
Yeah.
bad guy.
Also, he's like, he's
Eddie Brock?
creepy too. Like,
He's so creepy.
a creepy pervert. Like,
Yeah,
like,
he's really
oh yeah,
gross
the
to
one
me.
liner. He's like, oh,
My
my spider
spider
sense
sense
is tinkling if,
if
you know what I
mean.
mean. Yeah, so I think I'm putting him in fuck you.
Yeah, he's gross.
Oh, I didn't see Morbius.
Matt Smith.
Wait, why is Morbius? I thought Morbius was a good guy.
He's an anti-hero.
I don't know who this is. Rhino. Rhino is gonna be in fuck you. He's just like a random.
Is that bad?
Well, actually, not. Oh, wait, not fuck
Is it
you.
Paul Giamatti?
Not
right
fuck
now?
you. Not fuck you. Gonna be a no from me because like he doesn't. He's just a random gangster.
Yeah, okay.
He's not necessarily a
Valid.
good guy. He does like drive a car through like a, you know.
Yeah, but they all do bad things.
Yeah, but it's like if that's all we have to go on, we don't know what
Yeah.
made him a bad guy. So let's just say he's a reckless driver, and that's enough for gonna be a no from me, dog. I'm not
With
gonna.
a wild outfit.
Why is this okay? But okay, so Tom Hardy's Venom, they do. He kills a lot of chickens because he doesn't want to kill humans.
I mean,
So
I'm
he's like-
indirectly responsible
Yeah.
for the death of many chickens.
That's true.
Also.
You're right. That's right. I also eat chicken. But also, the symbiote kills a homeless woman before it gets to Tom Hardy. But then again, it's just the symbiote. But then the symbiote does have a brain in this version.
Yeah.
But then again, it's also an alien. Like, I don't...
Are we?
judging-
And I mean, Tom Hardy is in the picture, so I am assuming we are to rate specifically
yeah.
when he and Venom become. Oh, because they have conversations. Don't they kiss at one point?
No. I don't know.
I was
But
told they
they're
kissed.
very homoerotic. Okay, but no, actually, you know what? No.
So there are
No,
kind of
listen.
different characters.
Listen, here's the thing. In Venom 2, Venom leaves Tom Hardy's body to jump from to find another host, and he just randomly starts killing innocent people just in order to like find
Okay.
a host. Because he goes into a body, the host rejects him.
So it's bad.
Yeah, so maybe even fuck you, honestly, because it's like he just jumps from body to body, killing like why? Because it's treated as a joke. Like Tom Hardy doesn't really realize that. Oh, if I were just like this thing needs to be in my body, otherwise innocent people will die.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like there's no like you can't spin that as there's a greater good.
No.
It's just him being like kind of like a psychopath.
I mean, he's doing the right thing and trying to keep people safe.
yeah.
But
Like
the
you're right.
symbiote is
You're right. He does try to he does fight, Carnage, for example. See, I'm gonna say gonna be a no from me, dog, because he does, fight Carnage, which
Yeah.
is the more important thing. Who's actively trying to kill people, I think. Does he even kill? Okay, by the way, I just want to say, Let There Be Carnage, PG-13. I was so upset.
Oh.
Anyways, what else is here?
A lot of I'm assuming what if animated characters.
Yeah, I don't remember these characters. Is this fucking Batroc the Leaper? Batroc the Leaper, I guess gonna be a no from me. He's just another one of these like random self-serving criminals. Don't recognize. Didn't see it. Are these are the elementals here, but like in 4 separate?
Oh yeah.
Are we done? We should have saved like.
We've got some animated. There's some kind of zombie Tony and zombie Steve.
Yeah, but all zombies just end up in.
Well, we may as well put them there then.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's a Skrull. That thing. That's a Skrull.
no, that's another version of this lady, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the zombies. Let's just So see. Okay. So next time we do a tier list, or if I do a tier list, we definitely have to like save like Thanos for the end because all these evil Strange.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be a little...
Okay. I'm gonna save evil Doctor Strange for the end.
All right.
Let's just
Just so this doesn't end anticlimactically with raiding all these
Zombies,
weird
yeah.
alternate cartoon zombies.
all these zombies automatically go in no strong feelings because they're just zombies.
They only eat brains to ease the pain of being dead.
Yeah. I will say that I was really disappointed with how the MCU did zombies and What If, because in the comics they are like they can still speak and think, but they're just driven by like the intense hunger. So, for example, Spider-Man in the comics is like he's a zombie, but he's like, "Oh no, I can't believe I killed and ate Aunt May and Mary Jane,"
Yeah.
which is so much more like compelling and interesting than just like exactly right. Okay, so Sorcerer
Who
Supreme.
are these people?
There's alternate versions of the characters already. Actually,
But
before
still,
we do,
are they fundamentally different from the classic versions?
no, they're the same.
Alright, then let's not even bother with them.
Yeah. So so this version of Doctor Strange, what's her name again? Rachel McAdams. What's her name? God. What is her name? What is her name? Wait, let me look at this up.
Dr. Peculiar, Dr. Weird, Dr. Unusual.
No, I mean his love interest's name. Christine Palmer keeps dying.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's from an alternate universe where like his love interest keeps dying, and then no matter what he does, he keeps going back in time to save her, but she just keeps dying.
Like in the Guy Pearce version of The Time Machine.
Maybe.
But less awful.
I do not get that reference.
Yeah,
but eventually he just like he just tries to get too much power.
Mm.
And here's like I think I'm gonna put.
He's a bit like the guy from Shang-Chi. Then he's
yeah, just trying to save his
goals are good, but his methods are not.
But also, it's this whole idea of like, oh, you have to like accept that that's the universe. But he's like, fuck that.
But if you got superpowers, no, you don't have to accept that. That's the whole point of superpowers.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna put him with Cassius.
Intriguing.
Because I don't like the whole idea of like, oh, you know, the universe has rules and you must play with them. You must stay within them.
Isn't the whole point of superheroes to fantasize about being able to break those rules?
Exactly.
This universe also has a rule that people can't fly, and yet Thor can fly, right?
Yes. Okay, so I think I don't want to go through all these random TV characters. So let's do a recap.
Yeah.
And then we can just end this. How long is this? Has this been?
Oh,
this
over an hour.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Okay. So the fuck yous. We're gonna go down and up. We have. And maybe we can like rearrange things if we find it's like like contradicting ourselves. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck yous mainly like characters who are just like on like a personal level, and their actions are just like gross and horrible and just indispensable. We
often
have
overtly bigoted characters as well.
Exactly. So we have Topher Grace Venom, who's just kind of a creepy perv, who like I would not I don't want to be friends with this guy.
Yeah, he's just like a pathetic, entitled man with no respect for women. Yeah.
The way I've seen him described is he's like what Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is interpreted as, but like the dark, but like exaggerated.
Yeah,
so, like,
it's the same symbiote enabling.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because like Tobey Maguire in the movie, people are like, oh, he's creepy. He's kind of like a weird incel, like you know what I mean? Like he's like spying on Mary Jane. He's like like obsessed with this one girl. And eventually, it's like the sort of like the nerd fantasy where he gets the girl, but then Topher Grace is like kind of like the inverse of that, where it's like, oh, he's actually like
with none of the
ennobling qualities. Yeah, he's like everything bad about that version of Peter Parker with none of the good stuff.
That's a common theme for supervillains, is that they'll be kind of a dark reflection of the hero.
Exactly. And then we have
Kilgrave,
the rapist. By the way, I just want to say something. Kilgrave, I like his character, not like his character. I like how they handled his character. I like him as a villain. But he's the one thing I didn't like is that they changed his name to Kilgrave instead of where in the comics he's just called the Purple Man.
Oh, he didn't have a name in the comics.
Well, he did have a name, but Kilgrave was like his civilian name.
I see.
But he just went by the Purple Man because Kilgrave is such like a mustache twirling like evil.
Like Killmonger.
Exactly. But the thing is, he doesn't think of himself as a bad guy. He just thinks of himself as,
kind of like a Nietzschean, like not bound by concepts of good or evil because he can make people just do what he wants.
Yeah, he thinks of himself as a victim. Well, he's kind of a victim, but because he was experimented on. But like, that's the problem is that like, I feel like they thought that calling him the Purple Man would be too silly. But, like, it's not. It would be so creepy. Because, like, a lot of things, like, the Slender Man.
Yeah, sure.
Like, the Gray Man. Like, everything.
The man from another place.
The Blank Man. It's, like, vague and creepy. So it would be much better if they just called him the Purple Man. Like, the Purple Man is coming. The Purple Man, like, made me do this. The Purple Man. Like, that would have been... But instead, they had
superhero movies are always very hesitant to use code names for characters because it can feel really hokey and cheesy and comic booky. Yeah, and that's why in the X-Men movies, no one says, hey, Wolverine, come here. They say, hey, Logan.
Here's the other thing. In the show, and this is a change they made, Kilgrave isn't his real name. His real name is, like, Kevin Thompson.
Oh.
But he took on the name Kilgrave, which makes it worse. Because why would he... If he thinks of himself as, like, a victim, why would he choose the name
cartoon villain name?
But anyways, yeah, so yeah, he's a rapist, goes and fuck you. Yep. Serial killer. Okay.
Carnage.
Should we rank these within... No, let's not do that. That's too much. But I will say this. He loves his wife. He's actually... This version of Carnage, I think, is better than the one in the comics.
Really?
Because he has, like... At least from what I've seen. I haven't read all the comics.
No one's read all.
Yeah, this is gonna get me so many angry comments. If people see this, which they might not, but I think this version of Carnage, he does have like love in his heart. He's not a complete, emotionless killing machine. But yeah, he's still a serial killer. Fuck you. Yeah, Hela, we talked about him.
Yeah.
Her being an imperialist.
Neo-imperialist.
Yeah, definitely would commit genocide. Commit genocide.
Yeah.
0 out of 10 would commit genocide.
A low bar to clear, and she doesn't clear it.
These are just... I especially hate Enigma. I hate the way he's like, oh, you are rejoice because you're about to be killed by Thanos.
Wow.
You haven't seen it. He's just like the fucking...
Like a good time.
Religious fanatic, but worshipping this guy.
I have mixed feelings about his character design. Like, it's very distinct, but he also just looks like a thumb with a face.
Yeah, okay, I'll say this. He reminds me of, like... Okay, I won't go into, like, my journey through religion, but just a lot of the things that he said brought back certain memories.
Just the worst aspects of...
Yeah, but I'll just leave it at that.
All right.
Thanos.
Shitty father.
Shitty father, and the whole his goal of like making the world like having the resources not be depleted
is gibberish.
Well, no, like his goal, his like motivation is like isn't gibberish, but like his idea of like, oh, I'm gonna go to each planet and kill half the people. That's complete bullshit.
I'm glad we discussed this though and didn't just reflexively put him in there.
Yeah, I'm glad that because I agree that like we shouldn't overtake resources, but I just think that if you did have the power, you should be like redistributing resources equally.
Mm-hmm.
Not just killing. And even if you were going to like, even if that wasn't enough, if the population was so big that like even redistributing resources equally would still cause destruction of like the whole species, you could still go to like planet and try to like find new ways of farming or whatever, you know, like or find or so yeah, and also on top of that, abusive dad, and not like not like Wenwu levels of abusive. I think like taking apart your daughter, whom you kidnapped from another planet.
And as we've established, kidnapping children gets you out of
exactly, kidnapping children, which is another reason why Multiverse of Madness, Scarlet Witch also goes here. And then fucking
the Goblin,
Ayn
because
Rand,
he's an Ayn Randman.
Okay. I feel like we're kind of like biased against Ayn Rand, but is he as bad as the fucking Nazis? And
I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
That's true. But you watched Spider-Man 1, right?
Yeah, and judging entirely by Spider-Man 1, I would put him as going to be a no from me, dog, because he doesn't have an ethos in that. He's just a bad...
Well, he does, because he has the whole meeting on the rooftop with Spider-Man. He's like, this whole city's just full of weak people to lift up
He does have kind of an Ubermensch mentality.
But here's the thing. I'll put him... Now that we're talking about this, I don't think he belongs, because he doesn't do... he doesn't... he does have a way of spinning it, you know what I mean? So I think I'll put him with these other evil billionaires, because he's not as bad as, like, fucking, take apart my daughter's limbs And he was also kind of an abusive dad, but like more in a more like 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 more like realistic way rather
Okay.
than like physically torture.
Yeah.
Also, we don't see him like everyone he kills are like he kills spoilers. He kills Aunt May,
Oh no.
but also he also if this is the same version as the Raimi version, and he does mainly kills like
He didn't kill
businessmen
Aunt May in
and
that
stuff.
one.
Yeah, he killed like businessmen.
Out am I?
Yeah, like a lot of his reasoning is just sort of like these other rich, self-serving assholes. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill people for business reasons. Dreykov wants to turn little girls into his slaves.
Yeah,
So that's
pretty
fucking-
low.
This guy
Gave his wife cancer for some
gave his
reason.
wife cancer, and
His
then, like
name is literally
ego, and then actively bragged about that to his son, to their son.
That's fucked.
Nazi, but like not anti-Semitic Nazi, just sort of like, well, maybe anti-Semitic Nazi. I don't know. He does kill other
I
Nazis.
mean, if
though,
he's
but
willing to work with the Nazis.
well, no, he kills the Nazis. That's
Oh,
the thing.
okay.
The Nazis are like he's like Hydra was like the weapons, like the science branch of Hitler's Nazi Germany. That like
Oh, they break
sort of
away,
yeah
or?
became a splinter cell and
I
then
see.
killed the Nazis. So in the end, it was like Captain America was fighting Hydra more than he was fighting the German the Nazi, not Hitler's Nazis.
That's getting far from Captain America's
Yeah.
punching roots.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know how I feel about this.
Well, yeah, but they have to like sell action figures.
That's true.
So we're just gonna, but yeah, he still definitely does have that sort of like eugenics tone to him. So if he did take over the world as he planned, definitely I do foresee concentration camps and death camps and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember who this guy is. Oh yeah, fucking Batroc the Leap. Is that even him? It's just the generic.
I don't know. I can't.
I don't know.
It's a small
I'm
thumbnail.
not talking about- These are all the okay. Venom.
Does kill people.
Does kill innocent people, so goes
Pretty
here.
indiscriminately.
But also does fight Carnage, so has to be above Carnage, I guess. Rhino, random criminal gangster, just I don't know, just hates Luke Cage for being his brother. Don't know, just some guy. I don't fucking know. I don't remember. Some gangster guy who is self-serving.
Yeah, he's just a bad guy.
Yeah, bad guy. These two are henchmen of this guy, who's kind of a self-serving person, kind of a bad father. Henchwoman to evil rich guy. Self-serving.
Although I would argue,
person.
I can't remember her character's name, the Grandmaster's bodyguard lady, but I might even put her under no strong feelings because I remember her being like nice to people. She was just like a bodyguard who was working. She
I
was
guess, yeah.
a guard to the boss of town, but she didn't. I don't remember her doing anything personally
Yeah.
evil. But it's been a while since I watched that movie.
I mean, I feel like we all work for evil rich people, so like
And we do.
we can't really like. Okay, I don't. Oh yeah, right. Evil rich person.
I might be conflating her with the same character the actress played in Hunt for the Wilder People, who was really nice, and she was good in Housebound.
Did
too.
you see Love and Thunder? Right. No.
No.
Right. Yeah. You heard it was like major step down from Thor Ragnarok, right?
I've heard very mixed things. Some
Yeah.
people think it's better. I don't know.
Really? Yeah. Anyways, I think if you like Taika Waititi's sense of humor
I mostly do.
and you watch it, it is only Taika Waititi's sense of humor.
Okay.
So you can sort of like, so yeah, maybe, like I don't think it has that same sort of like. They try to have some sort of like human tragedy behind it, like in Jojo Rabbit,
Yeah.
but it's not as like it's not done as well. So I think Disney just made him make it too fast. So Mysterio, once again, great character. I love Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio. Easily one of my favorite MCU villains of all time. But yeah, self-serving evil person. So
Yeah,
it goes
bad
in
guy.
here. This guy,
Ronan.
don't remember what his motivation was.
I remember finding him really not that well fleshed out.
Yeah.
I liked his scenes. They had I liked how stylized his throne room was and like the
Yeah.
eerie blue lighting. I thought that was cool, but he himself was just like, I'm bad. I'm gonna do the bad things and kill the guys. That's my impression.
Here's the
of
thing. I think he also
Lee
had
Pace.
like not an evil, like an enslaved girl. So,
He was working for Thanos.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
but then he betrays that. You know what? Just to be safe, I'm going to put him here
Sure.
with Thanos because he was working with Thanos.
Yeah.
That seems
Also,
fair.
side note, he is played by Lee Pace, who also played Legolas's father in the Hobbit movies. And anyone who has seen a lot of my YouTube videos will know my thoughts on Legolas's father.
Which is, again, it's a mutant museum?
Yes.
Okay, listen, Danny and I have been friends for many years. I do not remember the name of his YouTube channel. I am so sorry.
I read a piece of Lord of the Rings fan fiction once that featured Legolas's father in a very funny supporting role.
And by the way, to specify, he doesn't make like Marvel content, so mutant does not refer to like the X-Men.
Oh yeah, no,
just
I have
what? Okay,
limited.
So at this point, there should
experience with Marvel.
There should be X-Men villains in this, but whatever.
Probably
because, like, you know, if they brought in the Spider-Man,
and
whatever.
if Professor X is in Multiverse of
Madness, exactly. Right? But whatever, we'll skip over that. Self-serving, sort of like, oh, I want power. Yeah. I want power. Excuse me. Evil rich guy. Evil rich guy. Evil rich guy. Evil rich guy.
Love us some evil rich guys.
I want like driven mad with power. Some evil government lady. Evil rich guy, evil rich guy.
Moved him up, but he's still a bastard.
Yes. Right, just the henchman working for Hydra, who evil politicians, not as explicitly
Bush era Patriot Act motherfuckers.
Which, you know, as much as I hate George W. Bush, it'd be kind of like a false equivalency to say put them on the same level as the literal Nazis.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just put them here. But only barely.
Yeah, it's still not great. If there were a tier between those two.
Yeah. Self-serving,
profiteering,
yeah.
Quasi-colonial son of a bitch.
Potential. Like, I feel like that's what they do. Is where it's like what Disney does is they have these characters that like they can't have them to be too similar to real world. Evil, so they just
can't sell toys.
Yeah, so they just make them kind of evil, but then they put like iconography on them. For example, like, you know, this guy's like kind of like Nazi-ish, but he's not explicitly stated as not a Nazi.
This guy,
this guy.
Star Wars did this well before Disney bought them out. But.
And this guy's like, you know, he's not explicitly like a evil, like racist colonialist, but like, you know, I think
he's
did
just a greedy colonialist.
Yeah, and Ryan Coogler was like, I think someone said, oh, I put him in blue because blue represents colonialism. So like they dress them up in like symbols of real life evils, but they're not explicitly real life evils.
I think in real life, I think a lot of people who got into colonialism just did it because they saw it as a way to get rich, not because of actual hate. It just kind of the two things were inexplicably intertwined.
Yes.
Inextricably, sorry.
These are all just people who are like either outside of the realm of human understanding, like Dormammu, or like this dragon, or like dark elves, or they're just people who just don't really
doing
like
things
zombies, or people who are being made to do stuff, like the robots or the brainwashed people, or the victims, basically, who are the victims themselves.
Some of them are just doing what is in their nature. They're not evil, they're not good, they just kind of are.
Yeah, or they're just like random holograms. I'm not sure why these holograms are in this, to be honest. Also Electro, and like maybe Electro should... You know, I'm going to put Electro down to going to be a no from me, dog. I feel like he is kind of like self-serving.
Okay.
Because he goes after Spider-Man for like a very weak reason, where it's like, oh, you didn't remember my name. I don't know. I'll just put him here because I don't think I think he has too much agency to be with these other ones. And this guy is just here because he hasn't done anything. He's just a random crook.
Okay.
Well, I guess he's a okay. I'll just put him here. I guess. Should I? Yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, no, I'll put him back here just because I don't want to think about this.
Okay.
I have no strong feelings.
Let's not overdo this.
I have no strong feelings about it.
And now the
God point. Hate Spider-Man because Spider-Man didn't save him, which is a better reason to hate Spider-Man than Electro.
Legitimate grievance.
Yeah. Wants to kill criminals because they killed his parents. Once again, like, you know, I can see where he's coming from, but I don't think that's how it should happen. If you are a real life person who like agrees with the Punisher, you know, you would be in this tier. But because it's a fictional character who hasn't actually killed any real life people,
and they mostly write him as an anti-hero.
Yeah,
right?
So he's going to be here. Lizard got a point. I agree with the wanting to help disabled people part of his motivation. Disagree with the one that turned into the
And
lizard.
at the end of the movie, when he's locked up in jail and like the Green Goblin comes to visit him, he says like, "Leave Peter alone. He's been through enough of this shit."
Exactly.
So he's clearly got some.
Mhm.
I think I'm remembering this correctly. He's clearly got much like Dr. Octopus had back in the Raimi era. He's clearly got some like genuine affection for Peter and some humanity left, despite having turned into a big old lizard.
Exactly. But I'm also first of all, it wasn't the Green Goblin; it was the Gentleman.
Oh, sorry. I thought he was supposed to be Norman Osborn.
No, he was. I don't know. I don't want to think about those movies. But yeah, exactly. Okay. So he definitely is. He's okay. I'll say this: he's definitely my least favorite Spider-Man villain. Like Mysterio is my favorite. He's my least favorite Spider-Man villain, just because his whole like. First of all, he's just kind of like a. Like he's kind of like
a retread of Alfred Molina,
exactly, a retread of like the other ones. And also his plan is to turn everyone into lizards, which is the dumbest plan.
I thought Amazing Spider-Man was okay, but it did nothing that the Raimi movies had not already done.
Also, his design is the worst. Like, out of all the Spider-Man villains, he's the least interesting. Like, the comic version, he wears, like, the tatters. So he has, like, you see his, like, the remnants of his humanity. But here he's literally just a CGI lizard.
Yeah.
Which is kind of boring, you know? This, I think she was screwed over by Captain America, so got a point.
Likewise.
Yeah, screwed over by wants to kill Tony
Stark. By Iron Man, we got a point. Yeah.
Well, you know, Iron Man's dad, but then again, Iron Man did create Ultron. So. Yeah.
And he has a legitimate grievance.
Yeah. Flag Smasher, the world government does not care about her people. I think that was the gist of it. Once again, got a point. Maybe even, okay, I can't put her in Will Hench because I don't remember enough about that show. Okay. So I don't want her there. And then she's also super racist or something. And I don't want to, like, find that out later.
Yeah, she, like, says something really uncool about the Falcon. You can't be Captain America. Because they're making another Captain America movie, and it's not going to have Steve, it's not going to be, it's going to be about Sam Tate? What's the Falcon's last name?
Sam Wilson.
Wilson.
The name.
He's going to be the new Captain America.
Which is easy to remember because that's the name of the guy that Uncle Sam was based on. So Sam Wilson.
Deliberate, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a nice guy.
Killmongers, once again, got a point, but just a little too, like, colonial for
reverse colonialism.
And by the way, why...
Oh no, we found reverse racism.
Yeah. Well, the reason why he's here and, like, Hela's here is because Hela was never, like, the victim of anything.
No.
She just was, like... She
was a beneficiary of colonialism who wants it back.
Exactly, yeah. So, but these Killmonger wants colonialism in revenge for, like...
Yeah.
Colonialism.
An actual wrong that was done.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have Baron Zemo, not Baron Zemo, Jesus, Arnim Zola, all these fucking names.
Arnim Zola. We rank him higher than other Arnim Zola.
Yeah, because this one he's pretty heroic. He fights against Ultra Vision, who is in the same tier. But whatever, like you get my point, right?
Yes.
Like he
two characters can both have a point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not be on the same side.
Agatha Harkness, I don't remember her motivation other than she just wants Wanda's power. But Wanda should not have her power. Every time Wanda's having the power has just led to like innocent people dying.
The question is, does she want the power simply for self-serving reasons, or does she genuinely believe Wanda is not to be trusted with this power?
Wanda, well, I'm not sure, but I do know that Agatha Harkness is not I don't think she's the type of person to enslave the whole town.
Okay.
Just because in response to trauma, I think Agatha has more like control over her powers.
I just feel like we might be rating her a little too high then.
Yeah.
It depends what her motivation is.
She's just self-serving. You're right. Yeah,
does she want the power simply because she wants the power, or does she want to get it away from Wanda?
Let's put her here because she's self-serving.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ultron, who wants to kill humanity to replace us with robots.
I would actually put him on no strong feelings because he's just doing what is in his nature.
But it's not in his nature. Like, he does have reasoning. It's just that he surveyed the entirety of humanity and came to that conclusion. And then in the end, Vision agrees with him, kind of. Vision's like, yes, humans do suck. Humans are going to destroy themselves eventually.
But isn't that also Malekith's deal?
Is it? No, because Malekith doesn't. I don't think Malekith gives a shit about humans. Malekith didn't reason. Malekith is just like, I want dark elves to have our world again. And it's not even about humans. It's just about, oh, this whole world of light. I just want to replace it with, get back to what it was. So I don't think there's no reasoning behind it. It's just, I want it for like my species. And because he's from a different world, kind of like different rules of morality, I would put him in the same thing as Dormammu.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Ultron definitely has like a personality, has like reasoning ability.
Okay.
So I would put him with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie, so.
Yeah.
All right, and who's our favorite guy?
So this is kind of weird because some of these are like. Okay, so how do we do this? So Baron Zemo and Ross, they both see super powered characters as being overall bad for the society, or maybe not necessarily bad, but like he wants them to like destroy themselves. His plan in Civil War is to get them to fight within each other, to let the Avengers like disintegrate, and then he would kill them himself after that's done.
Whoever's left.
Well, no, his plan was to kill himself as soon as he doesn't
himself too.
Here, he doesn't want to kill. Like, here's the thing: he didn't want to kill the Avengers. He wanted the Avengers to kill each other.
Okay.
Or not even kill each other, just fall apart, which they do. So he kind of wins in the end.
Hmm.
But then again, he is okay. So let me think about this. He is kind of wrong because the Avengers were broken up. I think the idea is that is why they weren't able to stop Thanos from getting the stones.
Hmm.
So it could be that he has a point, but the way that the movies, the things turn out, it would have been better if he didn't break them up.
Yeah, they created Ultron and they have screwed up many occasions, but they also do prevent the much worse things, and they do a lot of good as well as the occasional mistake.
That's true. So okay, so here's the thing. I think Ross is more accurate, more correct.
Yeah,
than him
he doesn't want to get rid of them. He just wants to limit their power.
Yeah, exactly. So I would put him in got a point, but not Will Hench. Ross definitely would Hench. I do think that.
Yeah, he's just trying to keep.
Unless he says something racist in Civil War that I do not remember.
He just unexpectedly drops like a serious homophobic slur where nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna put him in Will Hench. I do agree. I honestly do agree with him in here
all right.
Stance.
Well, let's do all this with a big old caveat that like unless there's something
we're
really
just going off memory. Yeah, I didn't rewatch all these movies tonight.
I've seen very few of them.
Yeah. Sandman just wants to get. I would help Sandman get his.
Yeah, because he's done some bad things in the past, but his goals in Spider-Man 3, he's not trying to do anything bad this time. He's just trying to fix the sand thing and get back to his daughter.
Yeah, also, he could just become a superhero,
he could.
The thing is, he would have to deal with like this guy.
That's why they're making the TV show all about a different Sandman.
Yeah, exactly. This Sandman could just become like the god of dreams, and then and work with the death of the endless. Yeah, why doesn't he just do that? But then, if he does get a superhero, he would have to deal with this guy, and he might not like that. But anyways, let's not get into how these. This is going to be the most contradictory.
And not all of them are fundamentally compatible with each other.
Yeah,
but
which is kind of weird. But it's like I think that if I existed in the MCU, I would be swayed by their arguments, and I would work for them. Especially this guy, fucking Otto Octavius. His only goal is to solve our energy problems, And his only reason why he's bad is because, for some reason, he's doing these in a highly populated area.
And you know who literally henches for him? Spider-Man.
Yes.
At the beginning, anyway.
Exactly. So literally, here, I will say this, though. I don't really understand how his energy idea is supposed to work. Because the idea is, it's built on tritium. Which is it's a highly rare mineral that Oscorp only has like a handful of. So I'm kind of like, how are you going to solve the world's energy issues with this super rare?
If it's energy, was it fission or fusion? What was? Because he says it's the power of the sun, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know how the sun works.
Presumably, the sun is a massive incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium at a temperature of billions of degrees. So my understanding, having not seen Spider-Man 2 in a really long time, is that he needs a little bit of tritium to get it started, but then once it does, it will be self-sustaining and not need any more tritium.
Correct. Okay, so in that case, yeah, definitely Will Hinch. Please solve global warming for us. Like, you don't have to rob banks.
Building a second sun on the Earth would maybe exacerbate that.
That's actually a good point.
Because the sun is hot, the sun is large, the sun is far away. But even when it's out of sight, the sun shines night and day.
That's a good point. Oh yes, I'm going to solve global warming by putting a sun within the atmosphere. Okay, but anyways, clearly, like
that somehow it doesn't happen.
It somehow works. Yes, just put your experiments in a fucking desert.
Yeah.
And then just do that.
Go out to Yucca Flats.
Yeah. And then yes, please solve global warming for us.
Give John Wayne cancer.
I don't get it. So this guy. Right. Why do we
evil Doctor Strange who just wants to bring back Rachel? I would do a lot of things to bring Rachel McAdams back to life.
That's true. I loved her in Mean Girls.
Red Eye, what a great actress.
Oh yeah, Red Eye. Underrated.
I like Red Eye.
Here, I will say this though.
Time Traveler's
Sorcerer Supreme. I'm realizing that there's a contradiction here where
my god, he's traveling in time to romance Rachel McAdams, just like Donald Gleason in Time. And she was also in Time Traveler's Wife, but I didn't see that one.
Yeah, maybe I think that's kind of an interesting YouTube video where it's like...
She keeps falling in love with time travel.
I'm talking about Marvel movies as someone who's seen every movie that's not a Marvel movie.
More or less.
Anyways, so I'm realizing that there's some sort, especially with these two, where it's like they want to like change the status quo in order to like mess with time, in order to like, stop death and stuff.
Yeah, and maybe you could argue that they're wrong, but they... have every reason in the moment to believe they're right.
Yeah, but also like, which is in contrast to this guy who thinks that super people should be like limited with their power. So like, I'm realizing now that there might be some contradiction. So I might have to pick a side.
If you had to choose.
But if I had to choose, but here's the thing, I do think that this is hard because on one hand, yes, I do not want to age. I do want like to be able to like control time to the point where we can like stop entropy and stop us from losing our loved ones and all that stuff. Stop this relentless fucking march to death that is...
If I had to choose between those two guys and General Ross, I would side with General Ross.
Yes, that's true. However, I think if I lived in the MCU, it would just depend on who gets to me first, whose pamphlet I pick.
Whose speech is
up
better.
First. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would. And the first one I see, I would go with them. I would agree with them. That's just...
Is Liv Tyler still in those movies?
No, not yet. I think she might have voiced someone and voiced her character in What If, but not...
Because I noticed they haven't... I think it's for like copyright reasons. They haven't made another Hulk movie.
Yeah.
They keep showing up, but they haven't...
Okay, and these people are kind of like General Ross.
Yeah.
And antagonistic to these.
Stopping people mucking around.
Yeah, recreate like a police force to stop multiversal chaos, which, I do agree with, kind of. Maybe not so much their method of, like, I think killing people. I think that's what they do. I don't remember. But I do think that, if I lived in this world and, like, fucking He Who Remains talked to me, I would, like, side with him, especially over, like, fucking Loki over wherever we put him.
Yeah. Down in areas.
Yeah. So, but then again, I don't remember much of Loki, so maybe he also has some unpleasant, but whatever. We already made that disclaimer. Gore the God Butcher, I do think that in the MCU, especially, the gods such as Hela, and Odin, all these people, and especially in the movie, and Zeus, they're all, like, assholes who, like, who have power but have no responsibility. And that's kind of what makes them gods. Because, like, gods, like, don't really have a responsibility to mortals.
Yeah.
That's why mortals worship gods. Gods can do whatever they want. And I think that's what separates Thor from the other gods, and why Thor, I wouldn't really count him as a god, because he's certainly responsibility to...
Hashtag not like other gods.
Exactly, yeah. So
and you could put Gore in the same category as the multiverse police people, because he's trying to rein in extreme individualism, right?
Exactly.
And extremely empowered individuals.
Exactly. But then again, like, there is sort of the thing of, like, oh, how does he decide which gods he killed? Like, it is implied that he killed, like, at least one, like benign god.
Okay.
But then it's like, I don't know, like you don't see it on. I have my problems with Love and Thunder, but I'll just put him in Will Hinch. Like even though his actions, he might have like, might have been targeted at some people who didn't deserve it. I do like generally agree that in the MCU, especially, the gods deserve to die.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just say that.
Even the Idris Elba one, he was pretty cool.
I don't. Like, did he do anything? Like, here's the thing: if you see everything, if you see all the suffering in the world, and you don't change it, are you really a good guy? If you can see every point,
Yeah. Okay.
and then you see all the suffering in the world, and you have like Asgard's ear, and you don't work to fix it, are you really a good guy? So yeah, so I'll just put him here. Ghost, don't remember much of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I just remember she wants to live. And then Vulture, criminal who wants to, who is self-serving, but he does have this philosophy of billionaires don't care about us, which I think would sway me to hench for him.
The question is, does he help and try to uplift the other working class, the people he sees as downtrodden? Does he just want to get his? In which case, his criticism of billionaires is simply that he isn't one of them, or does he actually want to help the other people around him?
Well, here's the thing though. I don't think he actively tries to become like Tony Stark. He lives like like a relatively moderate life with like, a wife and daughter, goes to school with Peter Parker. He also shows some level of morality where like, he doesn't kill Peter because, Peter saved his daughter's life, and later at the end he like wants to let Peter go. He's just like an overall really complicated, like kind of like a down to earth person. Like the only thing he does that is he kind of like does not have he allows weapons to be sold, as far as I remember. Again, he allows weapons to be sold within like New York, which is kind of bad. But I feel like that's more like, I would say that's more also mainly on Tony Stark for somehow letting, and Spider-Man honestly, for letting it be taken just by a random guy. So like, yeah, I would put him in Will Hinch, and I would say he's different from these guys, because these guys, I think they're like perfectly willing to like kill innocent people, but
and he draws the line there.
Yeah, like I think he kills one person himself, and that was like an accident. Like he pointed the wrong gun at him. He was like, it was really funny. Michael Keaton's like, he shoots a guy and then he incinerates, and he's like, I thought this was the anti-gravity gun. So like, yeah, so it's like, so I think that sort of like summarizes his character, where he's like,
okay,
that's the difference between him and like, for example, like, Green Goblin or whatever, is he doesn't, I don't think, at least he personally kills innocent people. So yeah, so that's our list. Mainly my list.
Yes.
Because Danny has not seen most of these movies. I think that made for some interesting conversation.
Inevitably, not everyone's going to agree with us on this.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to agree with all of us.
I mean, ultimately, none of these people are exactly good.
Yeah, and once again, if these people were in real life, I would not follow any of them. However, if I existed in the Marvel Universe, I might follow like a few of the people at the top. So you can tell us how wrong we are. So once again, can you just repeat everyone what your YouTube channel is?
Yes, check out my stuff at Mutant Museum, all one word. And I do a lot of dramatic readings of, lately a lot of pulp fiction from old magazines, fan fiction. I've got an ongoing series where I'm reading Beowulf. Fun stuff.
Yeah, cool. And Pulp Fiction is like, not the movie.
Not the movie. I've never actually seen that movie all the way through.
Oh, jeez. Okay. No, this is the last time Danny and I are going to be in the same room. Okay. So, thank you. Tell us how wrong we are. Bye.